you only give up 3. So, yeah, it was really fun watching Bryan Woo pitch. And I think the only thing maybe more entertaining than that is his post-game. You know, sometimes he gets a little fired up, and I love it. I absolutely love that about him. But, yeah, I mean, it looked – and where I was sitting – was such a great spot. It was kind of on the first base line where you could see how quickly, and my buddy who's, you know, he's somewhat into baseball, he's like, you know, for his windup and his effort, that ball sure comes out of his hand fast.
So it's such easy heat.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Cal was telling us during spring training, that it's easy cheese, he called it. But, yeah, I mean, it just like that ball just explodes out of his hand. So good night for him again, you know, getting the quality start, all that. Well, actually, he got the 6-2. I'm sorry, I was looking at their guy who did not. Mikolas did not get to 6 innings, but yeah, I mean, it was he did his job, and then bullpen came in and locked it down. So yeah, it was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was great to see Bryan Woo go out there because he had gone 25 consecutive starts to start the season of at least 6 innings, or more. And then he had 2 starts in a row where he didn't get 6. Yeah. Still kept you in the game, still gave you 5+. But he got back to being Bryan Woo, giving you 6 innings, strikes out 9. Just a solid game at him, to say the very least.
Here comes the pitch from Woo. Swing and a miss. High heat upstairs. Burleson swings through. Woo pumps his fist. Strikeout number 9, matching a career high. He gives the Mariners 6 strong, as he always seems to do. Bryan Woo, another fine night here at T-Mobile Park. We go to the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and more importantly, no walks. Yeah. So he gives you 6 innings, just 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts.
Is that career high for him?
Ties it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I thought maybe, I mean, he's so good. I thought, oh, okay, it's 9. All right. I thought maybe it would be like 10 or 12 just the way he's been pitching. But, yeah, I mean, he just entirely was in control.
Yeah, and then he's taken on a different persona. He's, as the years that there's only been a couple to this point, but he's different. He's got more of an edge. He's much more intense, and he's a guy that even after a win is a little agitated.
I hate to say it's like it's based on results, but like if we lose 2-0, I'm probably just as frustrated. And the way that the offense just kind of kept chipping away, and then you know, able to put a good inning like that together in the 6th was huge. So I think I'm gonna, you know, be tough on myself no matter what. I think I've tried to be better about that, but it's more just like you hold yourself to a high standard, and there's certain things that you get mad about and certain things that you know you could do better on. Like tonight I was awful getting ahead and first pitch and stuff like that, but stuff to always get better at and stuff that you always want to take and build on, and you know, some goods with some better pitches, putting guys away with off speeds, and but you know, there's good and bad in every game.
Well, he sounds like he lost, and he just threw a dud out there. He just, like I was telling you before the show, I'm like, man, I hope he doesn't get to the point where he's just so serious and so self-critical. And I there's parts of that I appreciate, but when his career's done, I hope he's not looking back on, you know what? I wish I would have soaked it up more. I wish I would have enjoyed myself more, because I've heard that from other athletes saying, you know, I wish I would have enjoyed my time, because it is such, in the grand scheme of things, it is a short amount of time. So when you do succeed, I appreciate a guy who's going to nitpick and go, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. But, man, you went out there and you struck out 9, didn't walk a single guy. You gave him 6. Give yourself a pat on the back. It's okay.
Well, I would say it's a catch-22 really for him, because, like, if he's not that way, he's not going to have the career that he wants to have. You know, so you look back, and I guess I would have answered that question, you know, should I have enjoyed it more? No, I don't think so. I think there's just a proper, like I said, it's a tortured existence. I mean, you have to loaf at the tupu. I mean, I asked one time, he got 3 picks in one game, and he was like, I should have had 4.
Yeah.
You know,
and I guess that's what separates pros from, you know, everybody else. But
yeah,
you do see guys playing with joy. You see them playing, you know, I mean, Julio's a great example of it, man. The guy, even when he's slumping, he's out there smiling and dancing around. He gets a little bleeder, and he's out there, you know, having fun. I mean, I guess it's not for everybody. Everybody's got a different mode to get them in where they need to be mentally. But
yeah.
He's Guy pitched a great game, man. Take it easy on yourself.
Yeah, I remember the one time when I was in high school. I remember being kind of miserable. Like, I'm so nervous before every game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm throwing up. I'm this, that, and I was just like, oh man, okay, I'm not going to do that. And I went out and had one of my worst games and got hurt. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go
think
back.
it's because you didn't throw up?
Well, it's because I wasn't miserable. You know, I got to be
go
miserable.
back to misery.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's probably what he's destined for. But you know, you got to love that. But it's not like he's not enjoying life. You know, but
Right.
he just has a certain standard, and you know, if he really wants to land a pitch and he doesn't, and it's off by 3 inches or whatever, I mean, he's gonna struggle with that mentally and emotionally. But I don't think he's ever gonna rest on his laurels. That's for sure. So I think
Doesn't seem like it, man.
I'd say, Bryan, you're in for a career of misery.
Yeah. He's a little, I mean, we've talked to him a number of times, had him out at Edgar's. We talked to him during spring training, and he's just gotten a little more serious as time has gone on. And now it's interesting when you watch him on the mound, and I don't know how many people have picked up on this, but when they zoom in on his face, he's got a sneer. He's got almost that Elvis lip where he's like,
Yeah.
he's got have one side of his lip is kind of up, and he just looks like, oh man, I'm gonna throw this ball so hard. He just looks angry or agitated. I know we talk about Kirby, who's going tonight, is Furious George, and he's the one with the edge. And say Woo's starting to develop in right behind him, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think fans love him. Absolutely
Bryan
love
Woo,
him.
they should. He's fantastic.
But yeah, and I think they like everything that comes with him. And if it's that, and he's going to be, you know, nasty during the game. I loved that. What was the series where we were out there and he got yanked and he was like, yeah, he.
Oh, that was the
Dan-
first 2 starts ago. His first one that he didn't go 6.
Yeah, right. So that's right. And yeah, and he was like, look, Dan gave me more than enough leash. I mean, everything is on him. And that's how he's comfortable doing that. And I think, you know, to me, I always blame myself, I think, in most things, because I don't want to have to rely on other people doing things. I have to take care of things. And I think that's how I was as a player. And I wasn't nearly the category that Bryan Woo is in. But, I mean, I just think most athletes are comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of who he's settled in to be. But, you know, the difference, like you said, is very striking because, you know, when he was a rookie, he was just like kind of a puppy, right? You know, he's happy and having fun out here. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, man, this is serious. And, yeah, I love it when he's on the mound. And it's so much fun to watch that in person going out to the ballpark.
He's fantastic. Jeff Passan on with Brock and Salk was talking about this rotation and just asked what it'll take, in his opinion, for the Mariners to win the division.
Get the starting pitching that over the last 3 years we have come to expect from this organization. And it's been interesting seeing like some takes from outside of Seattle. I think there was I don't know if there was a story on Fangraphs this week or somewhere, but talking about how the Mariners starting pitching has really not been as good. It has not been the thing that has defined this team this year. And I think if the Mariners have a chance to win the World Series this year, which I believe they do, it's going to be on the backs of that starting pitching.
Yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, I don't know that they get back to where they've been the last 3 years. You know, you got 18 games left in the regular season.
Yeah.
Certain guys are trending that way. Woo has been certainly the most consistent arm in this rotation, and that's not even close. Great to see Castillo have the start that he just had, because the majority of the year prior to August, he was your second best pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what happened in August. But, you know, Kirby, this is a big one tonight because he's coming back from a dreadful start. And he's a guy that typically bounces back, as Ryan Roland Smith was telling us yesterday, that he'll have that dud, and then he comes out and he just shoves the next one. So we'll see if that happens tonight. And then Miller, we're still kind of going, all right, is he healthy? Is he back? What do we expect from him? And Logan feels like he's back. He's given you 3 quality starts in a row since his dud. So it feels like they're trending, but the idea that they're just going to snap the fingers and all 5 are going to be what they were, I don't think is a realistic expectation.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been done, right? I mean, and that's the thing I've been kind of holding on to, but now all of a sudden it's 18 games, you know. So, but, you know, I guess to me that's the high water mark, is looking at last year and the year before that. And, you know, they have the potential of doing that. Now, has this year been that way? No, not at all. But, man, you know, I hope in the offseason we're talking about, man, remember with 18 games left or 19 going into last night that you had, well, really it could extend into Atlanta, but that last 20 games, man, they finally became the rotation that we thought they were going to be. So
maybe they will. It's possible. I just don't. 1 through 5, I don't know that I expect it. I'm hoping for it.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. But I think they're just different variables.
Well, and I think Castillo in his performance, that was promising, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you. I don't know. I'm just being overly optimistic, and like you've been saying all year, I mean, it's just not this, it's not the same as it was last year. It's just not. But they do have the ability to get that done. So right now it's time to turn it on.
One more from Passon here, just talking about the rotation, in his opinion, being good enough to get this team to the World Series.
So I want to see Walter, and I want to see good George Kirby, and I want to see Bryan Woo go 6 innings, and I want to see Luis Castillo have a classic Luis Castillo game. And I want to see Bryce Miller, pumping fastballs. And if all of those things can be consistently good, I'm not even talking great. If we can just get consistent, solid performances out of the starting pitching, I think that the rest will fall into place.
All right, so you got Furious George, and then you got Walter. I know when Woo gets a strikeout at the stadium, they go, woo.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Is that a wrestler thing? Is it who was the wrestler that did
Ric
that?
Flair.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Not sure I'm entirely in love with that one.
I don't love that.
Yeah. But
It's easy and catchy.
Huh?
It's easy. It's catchy.
Yeah.
You can have Bryan Woo adopt it.
Yeah, but can you imagine Bob sitting in the stands going, woo?
No.
I can't imagine that.
Don't end it like that. Have an emphatic woo to it.
Not even that. No.
Not that high pitch, Dave.
I think we need something else.
What are we going to call him?
Yeah, we need a nickname for Bryan Woo.
Texters, put him on it.
866-979-3776. You got Furious George. You got Logan, who we obviously call Walter. We got The Rock for Castillo.
Right.
Miller doesn't really have one. I think do they call him Tex? I think somebody in the clubhouse was calling him Tex, but that's not really a fan thing. But what do we call Bryan Woo? He's worthy and deserving of a nickname, a good one. Meanwhile, something that stood out last night as well was the bullpen. Is they went out there 3 innings combined between Brash, Bazardo, and Munoz. 3 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And maybe it's based on, what was going on with the lineup and lefty, righty, whatever, they felt like who had the best advantage. But interesting to see Bazardo get the 8th. And to me, it's just showing the growing confidence in him. And this is now 14 appearances in a row. He's given up 1 run. And for me as a fan, I'm developing more and more comfort with this guy every time he steps onto the hill, where I'm expecting him to lock it down. And Munoz is still your guy. He does create traffic. He seems like he's got base runners out there, but he gets it done. I just did the breakdown video with Justin that'll come out later, and one of the questions was
Bob's baseball breakdown.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that'll be coming out. But he was asking confidence level. Give me one, and he gave me Munoz, Brash, Bazardo, and Spire. And he's saying, give me most to least confidence. And I said, if we're talking today, just right now, based on where we're at, Bazardo's number 1.
Yeah.
I've got the most faith in who he is right at this moment. He could go out and get lit up tonight. It happens. But I go, and then Brash and Munoz are kind of interchangeable. 2 and 3, they would be next. And then Spire, he's been touched up a little bit over last few starts, so he'd probably be last at this particular moment. But look, that all changes in a game or two.
Yeah, if you go look at
Bazardo's right there, man.
I agree, man. Bazardo, if you go look at his game log, it's impressive. So, and then we've seen Brash. I mean, I still I don't know anybody else I would want if you get 7 innings out of your starter, a guy to 2 guys to go in with Brash and Munoz. I still really believe in them, but they've had a couple of blow-ups.
Yeah, they all do. I mean, Bazardo's had them too.
Yeah,
he's just rolling right now.
But yeah, I mean, it's great timing right now, and if you can get your starting rotation, again, maybe not necessarily like last year, but again, they set the high water mark of what they're capable of. So, and as long as everybody's healthy, it's starting to look good. And particularly, I think the biggest relief for me was Castillo.
Yeah.
You know,
that was big.
That outing
he
was
was
huge.
on a really bad stretch. It wasn't like he's bouncing back from one bad start or two.
Yeah.
That was a bad run for him.
Well, and we were talking about like maybe this is the end for him. I mean, he's in his 30s now, and you know where's he going here? But yeah, that was a huge relief. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Bazardo is just one of those guys that stepped up and just become a hero in that bullpen.
By the way, how much do we love Josh Naylor? How much do we love this guy?
Pitch to Naylor, swung on, drilled, gap right center field. It's down, going to the wall. Everybody's running. Randy will score. Cal right behind him. Here comes Julio, the throw home, the tag applied. He is out. Naylor into second base, a 2 RBI double, and the Mariners have taken the lead. It is 3-2.
Huge moment by him. Julio comes up with a hit before him. I don't know what in the hell he was doing. He got the stop sign at third. Anybody that watched the replay, he got the stop sign. I don't know if he didn't see it. He was out by a country mile, was not close.
Yeah, it wasn't clear at the stadium if the stop sign was up or not, but it had to have been.
It was. The
Right.
only problem I could see is he was right on Cal's heels.
Yeah.
So maybe he saw Negron waving Cal, and then he'd missed that part. I don't know, because it wasn't a bang bang play. It was. I don't know what he was doing. That was a massive mistake, and we'll talk more about that. You can't keep making outs on the base path, but that was a huge moment for Naylor. And then he steals third and comes in on the side. He's just such a heady player. He's not. And watching him steal third, I don't know if you were watching at the stadium. He is not fast at all. He is just. He's just got timing, and he reads that pitcher well. I mean, it's just amazing to watch how adept he is. He's stolen 25 bases this year. He had stolen 25 in his entire career before this year. So
yeah, and he's
I don't
only
know
been
what's
thrown
changed.
out twice.
Yeah,
Only 2 caught stealing.
He's just such a smart player,
Yeah.
and Dan Wilson talking about what that double did for them.
Anytime you can throw up a 4 spot, it's big. But you're right. We had been a little snake bit up to that point. We hit some balls hard. Hadn't had too much to show for it. Had a little bit of traffic as well, just not able to get them in. But Nails with the big hit there, the big double. I think really kind of put us all a little bit more at ease and gave us the lead. And then tacking on that extra run for insurance was big. But, I think, like I said, a good way to start the homestand and come back tomorrow ready to go again.
Yeah, just huge. I mean, ultimately, it turned out you didn't need that run, but that's insurance run for your bullpen. You bring those guys in, they've got a little bit of slack. So that's just huge. His baseball IQ is fantastic. He plays great defense. He's just an intense, smart player and such an asset to this team. And the beauty of last night for me, Dave, and we'll get to take 2 here in a minute, you scored 4 runs. You didn't hit a home run.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been a knock on this team. Yeah, it's great that they hit all these home runs and they're in the top 5 and all of that, but it's kind of all or nothing. They manufactured 4 runs. You sack flies, stealing bases, guys moving runners, great plate appearances up there, making the opposition work. So they're not going to blow everybody out 18-2. You're going to have to scratch out some games and find a way to produce runs when you're not hitting it out of the ballpark. So that for me was even more exciting, just to see, all right, they found a way to scratch this one out because they weren't launching bombs in this one.
I think when Naylor stole third, I think the bunt was on there. I think it was, I can't remember who was at the plate, but it's more fun watching him. Like if he was like super fast and stealing bases right and left, I don't think it would be as enjoyable to watch as watching him, how calculating he is and how he's always dialed in.
All right, let's take 2.
Well, the Niners have officially put George Kittle on IR with a hamstring injury, and then this shouldn't come as a surprise. They've waived kicker Jake Moody, which is kind of a resounding indictment on their draft pick, 3rd-round pick in 2023, and they have now waived him.
They've made some really bad
Trey
moves
Lance
and some really good moves. So, well, and also isn't Purdy banged up as well?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I mean they kind of softened him up a little bit.
Yeah, he's quite. I sent that article. According to the article I sent last night, he's questionable for this week's game.
Yeah,
Purdy.
So some big series to watch for. Series, right? Yeah. Series. Yeah. What's the plural of series?
What are we talking about, Mike?
Baseball series coming up. Anyway, there are multiple series going on that will affect the Mariners. Yeah, and one of them is in Toronto tonight. Astros and Blue Jays. Both teams, by the way, have a 2-game lead in their respective division. So for the Astros, Luis Garcia, who made only his first start last Monday since May 1st, 2023, gets the ball tonight. Unfortunately, they are getting healthier. He's on the mound with the start of a big series tonight in Toronto.
Let's go Blue Jays. Let's go Blue Jays.
We're only 2 down now.
Two back, yep.
I love it.
Yeah, and hopefully Luis is
Blue Jay fan.
No rhythm. Hopefully he's just giving up gopher balls. There's launching them left and right. Blue Jays are out there with batting practice. Whatever it takes. Let's go Blue Jays. All right, Take Two is brought to you by Swedish Cyberknife. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Tyrice Knight admitted something interesting to us, and it should be reason to feel optimistic about him moving forward. You're going to hear that conversation coming your way next with Wyman and Bob. Seattle Sports on 710.
Hawks Live. Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square's center court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer with this week's guest, Seahawks rookie receiver Torrey Horton.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife, and September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. On average, 1 in 8 men in the U.S. will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during their lifetime. Many treatments are available, especially locally, but I recently spoke with someone who underwent treatment for prostate cancer back in February. Tim Hunter, a lifelong local radio host, underwent Swedish Cyberknife treatment the week right after the Super Bowl, and it was literally a week. All it took was 5 days in a row, with each session lasting less than an hour. And he chose Swedish Cyberknife because it was only 5 days of treatment versus several months with other treatments. And on top of that, Swedish Cyberknife had by far the least interruption to his daily life. There's no surgery, no catheter, and the recovery was incredibly quick. Tim heard about the Cyberknife treatment from our radio commercials here, and just like you're hearing right now. So if you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, request information about treatment at swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
The fall, well, it's a great time to reset your workouts on new stuff, and Top Fitness has some great deals going on right now. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and you've heard me talk about working out in your home gym. It's the best. From flooring to everything that goes in that gym, like treadmills, ellipticals, and strength training systems, well, Top Fitness provides it all. Top Fitness represents the very best brands available, like Washington's own Precor, yes, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with so many others. Give Top Fitness your room dimensions right now, and you know what? They'll do the rest. They'll do a complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing. Mention you heard it from me and receive an additional $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. It's no secret that everyone, from personal trainers to professional athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit them online at topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
For Riverside Roofing, beyond the national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville that's built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust. Find them at riversideroofingllc.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
Wyman Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, Seahawks game 1 is in the books. Didn't go the way we were hoping, but still a lot of positive things you can pull from this one. Defense doing some great things. We get a chance to speak to a member of that defense now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook hotline. Linebacker Tyrice Knight is with us. How are you, man?
Doing well. Can't complain.
Hey, I don't know if you've had a chance to sit down and watch the tape, but just give me your first impression as you reflect back on that game. How do you feel your side of the ball, defense, and you played in that game?
Defense overall, I feel like we played good. A couple of times we shot ourselves in the foot. For sure, we have to tackle better and start getting off the field on third down, and that just overall made defense play even better than we did. But I feel like defense played solid. I feel like everybody was physical. Everybody had the right mindset. We just want to get a couple plays back from here and there. And just for me, I've been out the whole training camp, but I feel like I played well for the most part yesterday. First time really playing for real. I just moved around on the field for a whole month. I feel I played better than I expected. Just got to continue to build forward and just get my legs back under me.
Yeah, Tyrice, that's kind of rough to get ready for, right? I mean, you can't when you play in a game, you get kind of a different soreness, and because you haven't played, during camp. How do you feel today?
Shoot, I feel like I just played football yesterday. Real sore from head to toe. Just trying to, get some recovery in so I get ready to go for this upcoming week.
Did you feel just physically? I know you had the knee earlier that you were dealing with. I don't know if this was upper body, lower body, but did it feel like you could do everything you wanted to do as far as planting, cutting, and all that, or did you feel a little bit limited?
I feel like my cutting and stuff was good. It just opening up, like running like full speed part was a little iffy, but for the most part, cutting and lateral stuff was good.
Was it like a hamstring or something you were dealing with?
No, it was an MCL.
Okay.
Hey, how similar was it from what you see from your offense, because Kubiak, the two brothers, offensive coordinator for the Niners, and I know Kyle Shanahan is calling plays, but how much familiarity did you have with this offense? Just because you've been you haven't been practicing against it, but watching it during camp, was there a lot that was the same, or do those two guys have a different style?
To me, it was pretty much the same. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of eye candy. If your eyes not where they need to be, you will be behind on the play. So really, you just got to be locked down when you going against this type of offense. Got to just try to get you out of spot and just really just try to attack where they want to attack it.
Hey, just as far as the day went out there, and again, your first time, after dealing with the injury, getting out there, does a stadium like that where the volume is so loud and the crowd is just going berserk, does that kind of, I don't know, maybe if you don't have your wind, your conditioning isn't where it normally is, does that kind of help propel you? Does that give you a little bit of extra juice to have the building rocking like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. The stadium yesterday was rocking. They gave me all the juice I needed. I ain't pretty much really started feeling my injury again till after the game. So during the game, I ain't really felt nothing. They just, again, going gym in the stadium and get you pumping. So everything yesterday was great with that part.
Hey, Tyrice, your running mate there, EJ, made a pretty nice play, that interception. Who says linebackers don't have good hands, man? That was that was a great pick. But did he talk to you a little bit about the adjustment? Because I know that he had one go over his head, and he dropped pretty deep on that one to get the interception. Did he kind of verbalize, did he talk to you about that, and just kind of, do you guys share that kind of information on the sidelines?
Yeah, he just, we talk, after almost every play, we talking about what happened, what we just saw. So, he told me that he need to get that one back. He just go sink a little bit deeper the next time come around. And I wasn't on the field during the interception, but I saw him get pretty deep. And once I saw the quarterback throw it, I knew he had a good opportunity to come down with it. He caught the ball and proved everybody wrong about the linebacker thing,
That's right.
Hey, what is it about Brock Purdy that, I don't know, from a defensive point of view stands out? Because you look at him physically, he's not a big, huge guy. He doesn't have a strong arm. He doesn't, he's not particularly fast, but he seems to make things happen. He seems like he's accurate and good timing. From your aspect, what makes him tough?
I feel like with him, you just got to stay disciplined. We know he's pretty mobile. He like to get out the pocket and just scramble, but when he get out the pocket, he try to mess with your eyes, try to give you little pump fakes in there, even when nobody ain't even in the pump fake area. So you just got to stay disciplined. Just remember all the things you got taught up to that week, and just stay disciplined. Just keep your eyes down, just tap through the waist. So you go try to get you out of your alignment and all that.
Hey, Tyrice, it seems like there's kind of a special urgency on special teams. Jay Harbaugh, the coach there, and just tell us about your involvement on special teams. Were you in for the blocked kick, the blocked field goal, and then just which ones you're on?
No, I wasn't on the blocked field goal. We pretty much go like a different type of a lot of defensive alignment for that first team place. I don't be in on field goal block, but I'm second on punt, pretty much second on every special team. Honestly, I'll just be here when Jay needs me. He just let me know wherever he need me, come to meetings and stuff like that, and just really just be ready where we need me on Sundays.
I know this game just got wrapped up, and you're going to review tape, and you'll guys will start turning your attention toward the Steelers. But how much have you thought about going up against DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers, and just looking at that team the way they're constructed now?
It's always just a good opportunity for the whole team overall to just get back what we just lost, because honestly we gained on that game. They didn't really win it, so we're going to be hungry for this week to just fix and do what we should have did the week prior. So I think everybody really just ready for the next game, so they just fix their mistakes and just finally get that first 20-25 win,
Hey, Tyrice, your running mate, Ernest Jones, guy, with his father passing, and it looked like, there was a lot of emotion down there on the field, and also just kind of came across that you guys all really supported him. Tell us about what you saw from him yesterday, and just the kind of support you guys have been giving EJ.
Everything was good yesterday pregame. Kind of after everybody came out the tunnel defense-wise, I kind of saw that, everything that he been dealing with hit him at that one time. So, I dealt with that last year with my dad and all, so I pretty much knew what he was going through. So I just let him know, let it out and just be good. We're here for you, and we got your back. I feel like he handled that pretty well yesterday. He got through the pregame, and once the game started, he was good and locked in and ready to go.
Yeah, that's good to have the team there for him. Hey, just looking at this defense going into this season, Tyrice, I think the second half of the season, this team's defense was ranked in the top 5 to end the year for that portion of the year. Any reason to believe this won't be a top 5 defense for the whole season this year?
Oh, no doubt. I feel like we've got the right pieces in every position. It's just really everybody just trusting everybody and just for them to make their play, not try to overdo it, make somebody else's play. I want everybody to get that trust how it is. The defense will be well and just go keep stacking, just keep building it upward.
Hey, what's your, your routine, Tyrice? I mean, you were a rookie last year. You're starting to get things down. As far as like Mondays and Tuesdays, are you just entirely getting away from football on your off day, or, what's your routine now in year 2?
Monday is pretty much, we don't start our meetings till late afternoon. So early Monday just be recovery, treatment, and just getting a little lift in. And Tuesday-wise, we'll be off completely, but I still come in early just to get my medical stuff out the way. So Monday to Tuesday pretty much be the same thing, just really just treatment and recovery and a little bit of game prep.
Well, Tyrice, it's good to see you back out there. The team obviously needs you, and this defense looking forward to seeing what it's going to become as the season rolls on. We wish you nothing but the best coming up against the Steelers, and I always appreciate you taking time with us. Thanks so much, man.
For sure. Thank y'all.
There you go. There's Tyrice Knight joining us on the program. If you guys missed any part of that conversation, you can find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Just click the podcast tab. Scroll down to our picture. Click on that. It'll be there waiting for you as it is each and every night after the show. And don't forget, you can click subscribe, and it's totally free. And it shows up, and you never have to worry about it. It's just there for you when you want to check it out. And meanwhile, the Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the game on September 21st against the New Orleans Saints. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's completely free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, September 15th. All right, coming up, were the Seahawks holding back some plays from their offense on Sunday? We'll get into that. Coming up next with Wyman and Bob, this is Seattle Sports on 710.
The Mike McDonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
Having talked to you after some of these games for the last year, you seem maybe a little more frustrated today.
Of course you're frustrated. We expect to win those games. And I believe we have a really good football team. It's a long season, but there's an urgency to go make it right and to get better. And this is a really critical week for us.
The Mike McDonald Show. Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and you've heard Dave and I talk a lot about living with pain and just really abusing your body over the years. And a lot of you can relate. Maybe you've got joint pain. Maybe you're considering surgery. Well, this will be of interest to you. Wednesday, September 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Yeah, and this live webinar, it's a great education on how using your own stem cells can be extremely successful. It's a successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
And it can reduce pain in a hip. That's what I learned after hearing Dave talk about it and the success stories of other people that had gone to see Dr. Wagner. I tried it out for myself rather than go for surgery. Let me try it. If it doesn't work, I guess surgery is always an option. And it worked. I can do things I couldn't do before. It hurt just to walk long distances. It hurt to lay down. So all of that is almost 100% gone. It is night and day.
You made a good point yesterday. I actually got paid to beat up my body.
Yeah.
You did it for fun.
I paid, actually, to get beat up. It was not good.
Yeah, so, hey, look, the live webinar, again, September 17th at 6 p.m. to learn more about this whole stem cell process with Dr. Wagner. And you can register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Construction. You know, it was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
Why is Mazda of Everett the #1 dealer on the West Coast? Mazda of Everett is locally owned and operated for 20 years. They work hard to get you their best deal every time and to make sure you drive away happy. With over 700 new Mazdas, they stock more than anyone in the Seattle area. Find out for yourself why people keep coming back to Mazda of Everett. Take advantage of the Mazda of Everett price during the More to Move You sales event. MazdaofEverett.com. Claims based on Mazda USA inventory and sales reports.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gauge Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game Sunday, September 21st. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Do you have a car you want to sell, but you just don't want to go through all the hassle? With all the scams and security risks out there, more and more people just aren't comfortable selling their own car. So how do you get the most money for your used car without having to sell it yourself? Stacy here with the answer. It's Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your car and pay you right up front for it, but it gets way better. Once they resell your old car, they share half that profit with you. The question I get most from friends and colleagues is, well, what's the catch? How can they offer this? It's actually super simple. All the money they save by not traveling to buy cars at auctions, like purchase fees, shipping, and travel expenses, is what allows them to offer this. They'd rather share that money they save with you rather than outside vendors. They encourage you to shop around, but look, if Wayscar Ford can pay the same or more as competitors and then share half their profit with you once they resell your car, why would you sell your car anywhere else? They've already shared over $800,000 with their customers, and it's only at Wayscar Ford. Wayscarford.com. Check them out today, wayscarford.com.
The holidays may seem far away, but if you have a winter party to plan, it's not too early to lock in your spot at T-Mobile Park. Treat your group to a festive experience in the exclusive Muckleshoot Diamond Club, or take in elevated views from the Press Club, All-Star Club, or Terrace Club. Whether you have 20 guests or 350, there's no more stunning spot in Seattle to celebrate with friends, family, and colleagues. Rates will increase on October 1st, so visit mariners.com/events to lock in your lowest price today.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafeet from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. Lots of suggestions. For those of you just joining us, we were asking for a nickname for Bryan Woo because we've got Walter for Logan Gilbert. We've got Furious George for George Kirby. You got The Rock for Luis Castillo, and Woo needs one.
Maybe one for Bryce Miller too, but mostly Woo right now.
I'm almost certain they called him Tex. I think I heard Dan call him that.
I like Tex.
I think Dan called him that. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I heard Dan refer to him as Tex. But yeah, Bryan Woo needs one. Something other. We're getting a lot of the Ric Flair. Woo! Let's not do that one.
Lefko lived in Texas for a while. Should we start calling Lefko Tex?
Then that's Bryce Miller's nickname. Then.
You're definitely not a Tex.
No, he doesn't scream
not,
Texas.
You are not a Tex.
Brady kind of speaks Texas.
Does he?
Robick.
Very slow.
Yeah,
He speaks
Matt thinks he has
Texas.
a southern accent. Yeah. We can give Brady big Tex.
I like that.
There were some funny ones here, though. What was the funniest one, Bob?
Well, there are a few that came through. A lot of Wu-Tang. A lot of people saying Wu-Tang fan, as in fanning K, right? Some are saying Bryan Woof, because he's a dog. Bryan Easy Cheese Woo. And then we had one that just said Mulva. If you're a Seinfeld fan, you know where that came from. That one is the one that got me cracking up.
That was good.
Mulva. Oh, the people that haven't seen Seinfeld or that episode are going, I don't know why that's funny. But if you did, you know why it's funny. Somebody said the Wombat. Badass Bryan. Wicked Woo. A few others that say easy cheese. So yeah, we're trying to come up with somebody's got the Woo Father, Kmart, or Wu-Tang Clan. So you're getting a repeat of that. But yeah, anything would be cool beyond the Ric Flair Woo thing. We're trying to find a better alternative. So let's find a nickname for Bryan Woo, and we'll run it by him. And I'm imagining he'll go, yeah, I don't care. Call me whatever you want. 866-979-3776. Meanwhile, did the loss to the 49ers change your belief in this team one way or the other? You guys can weigh in on that. Did you come out of it going, man, they're not as good as I thought? Or, I don't know, maybe in some aspects that was better than I thought? Or what? Nothing changed?
Well, I mean, look, I think the first thing that crossed my mind is that, I was hoping for a fast start, and I believed that they would get a fast start offensively. That did not happen, and that's probably not a very realistic expectation. But, it's funny, more than ever, I have high expectations for Mike McDonald. And I think that part of it and conveying the message and what he wants, exactly what he wants as far as his offense, I have a lot of faith in that. But it looks like it's maybe going to take a while.
Do you think there'll be, we'll see a different version of the offense against the Steelers? Obviously, you're preparing for a different team, so now you got at least one game of tape on the Steelers to prepare. But do you think maybe we'll just see more aggression in terms of the play calling on offense, that they'll, I don't know, take the reins off? It just felt very conservative and buttoned up to me.
Yeah. I mean, I just still, it's very new. You just didn't get that many opportunities. This team is going to develop like it did last year. I mean, when they actually were okay on offense. I mean, they had to throw the ball every time, but they won 10 games, man. So, remember, they also were really in a tough spot when Connor Williams, was it Williams or Williamson? Williams, I think. That
he wasn't here long enough for us to get it right.
Yeah, I know. He retired, and, so, I mean, there was a lot of things offensively that didn't go well right away. So, I think it's just going to take a little bit of time, but I think they're going to find themselves. Every time this year I forget how nobody's playing in the preseason. You don't get a chance to really hit that much in practice. And then the other thing is, I was kind of fooling myself preparing for this game. The 49ers are good, man. They have 8 or 9 really, really good players, including guys like the linebacker, was it Williams or
number 53?
Winters, number 53. I was texting with KJ about him, and and how good that kid looks. So they have a really good team, and it wasn't like it was a blowout or anything. But
no, they were losing, the 49ers. I mean, the Seahawks feels like they kicked away a win.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, they had a chance there, and that was just really it came down to that one play at the end where Sam Darnold dropped the ball. I still can't believe we're saying that. People are saying that
he got hit. That was Abe.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, I don't feel. I guess I had higher expectations than is realistic. I think it is going to maybe take a little while. But look, I'm confident in the system. Like I said, I asked Rick Dennison about he runs the run game. How many Super Bowls you won with this system? 3.
Yeah.
As a coach.
I think it's going to be a slow build, and we'll see. Hopefully, it looks more aggressive, a little more opened up this weekend. We'll see. But Daniel Jeremiah was on with Brock and Salk, and he was talking about the Seahawks. In his opinion, still figuring out that passing game.
JSN was great. I know there's he had the fumble and then he had a drop in there as well. But I mean, I think they're still figuring out exactly what to do with Cooper and how to use him. He had a drop too. So I mean, I think that's still a little bit to be determined there. I want to see more of Arroyo, get him going a little bit. So that would be part of it. But I think they're kind of trying to find exactly who they are and what they are on the outside at this point in time.
Yeah, and he's right. I mean, they did. Those were 2 big drops, and that's not on Darnold. The receivers got Cooper Kupp. He catches those. I mean, they hit him right in the hands. He dropped it. The fumble. JSN said it himself. Can't happen.
Yeah,
can't happen, and I don't imagine it will again. And he's, very aware of that. Despite the great day statistically, that's a huge moment. That turnover in a game that's as close as it was, that's a huge swing.
Yeah, turning the ball over is terrible. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Niners were so bad last year at 6-11. They went -10 in turnover ratio. So, yeah, I mean, those are the kind of things that need to get cleaned up. And and you take away any one of those, maybe that ends up being a win.
Yeah. One more here. This from Mike McDonald. He was asked about the lack of play action in this game.
Yeah, we need to action more. We need more movement, so we'll call it and we'll execute it when called.
Okay, Mike, I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
Well, and he said, we got to do that more. The whole thing it felt very, like I said, very conservative. It looked very, very sort of. We're not going to take a lot of risk. We're not going to take many chances. And not that I want them to chuck the ball all over the yard, but it did. To me, that was my takeaway just initially without getting into the specifics of this guy did this or this guy did that. Just overall, the play calling was much more buttoned up than I expected.
Yeah, and they had that one series where they tried to run the screen. That got blown up because of KJ Wright. And then, you had the other throwback from JSN to Charbonnet. Yeah. That didn't work. It worked twice last year. And by the way, when they first ran that in Detroit, I was like, wow. But that was a totally different regime, right?
Right.
But still, I mean, they executed that, and that was just one thing that they kept over. And I don't know, maybe last year's staff got that from, Kubiak or whatever, that they've run that before. I've not seen that, but, those were 2 kind of outside of the box type of plays. Never really figured out what that screen was supposed to be. It never took off. Yeah,
that seemed bad from the snap.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they gotta work a little bit harder to execute. Some of these, like the trick plays, the screens. I call that kind of a trick play. That I never buy that. When somebody says, "Oh, they're not a good screen team," well, you're not a good screen team because you don't work on it.
Right.
If you work on it, you can get it done. So like I said, I believe Mike. I mean, I think that they're going to do a better job of, play calling and getting just kind of a feel for what this offense is all about.
All right, coming up, Seahawks have a decision to make with one position group moving forward. We're going to get into that coming up next with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
The Mariners are back home at T-Mobile Park for the penultimate homestand of the season.
Pitch to Naylor, swung on, drilled, gap right center field. It's down, going to the wall. Everybody's running. Randy will score. Cal right behind him.
And every game matters in the push to the playoffs. Tonight, Game 2 against the Cardinals. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. Temperatures are dropping, but you don't have to settle for a chilly home this winter. Keep cozy and safe with energy-saving products during Washington Energy's home heating sale on now. Upgrading your home is as easy as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off. Take $1,000 off furnaces, fireplaces, and water heaters. $2,000 off high-efficiency heat pump systems. And $3,000 off whole home generators and ductless mini splits. Plus, free financing. Washington Energy Services, your expert resource for affordable home comfort. Call for a free estimate.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Hey man, gaining weight, dragging throughout the day, losing your drive? It could be your testosterone. The team at Revive Men's Health Washington gets men back on track with the energy and drive they've been missing. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations and witness to hundreds of success stories.
I've seen guys come in worn out, discouraged, and just not themselves. A few months into treatment, they're standing taller, speaking with more confidence. It's like watching someone come back to life, like a light switch gets turned back on. The spouse says, "Thank you. I really have my partner back, better than before." That's the moment it all clicks for me, and that's why I do what I do.
Since 2011, Revive Men's Health has helped more than 120,000 men regain their energy and drive. Start your story today with an in-clinic visit or a secure video appointment. Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111 or schedule anytime at revivemenshealth.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Progressive's Teen Driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For Riverside Roofing, beyond the national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville that's built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust. Find them at riversideroofingllc.com.
Mr. K's Construction reminds parents 460,000 children are reported missing in our country every year. Please plan with your kids a safe, visible route to and from activities with at least one friend. Coach your kids to stay alert and be aware of their surroundings, and caution your children to never accept gifts or rides from strangers. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Mr. K's Construction, committed to making your home and our community beautiful since 1977.
Hey, it's Brock Heward. My family did it, and it saved us thousands. You got to do it. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It's free. See how much First Mark can save you and how much better coverage you can get. They work for you. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners get the win in Game 1 of their 3-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals, who are in town. Game 2 coming your way tonight. Mariners looking to string together another winning streak, as they've got 3 in a row at this point, looking to win another series, I should say, and hopefully a bounce back for George Kirby, who had a rough start his last time out. He takes the hill tonight against the Cardinals. You can catch it all starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch right here, Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, a couple of other games to keep an eye on as they relate to the Mariners. A's playing host to the Red Sox. That one coming up. Astros had the night off. They get to it today in Toronto. Blue Jays hosting the Astros. You've got the Yankees playing host to the Tigers. Also the Royals on the road taking on the Guardians.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman Bob
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. For those of you just joining us, you missed our conversation with Tyrice Knight. That'll be available on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Also, we've been soliciting nicknames for Bryan Woo. Come up with a nickname that's fitting and apropos for Bryan Woo. We've got Logan Gilbert being called Walter. We got Castillo as The Rock. You've got George, who's Furious George. I don't know if he loves that one. And then we're not certain on Miller if he's Tex or if I heard that correctly from Dan Wilson. But we're looking for a nickname for Bryan Woo, something other than the Ric Flair, right? That did the woo sound? Yeah, Ric Flair woo thing.
How about from Step Brothers, either Dragon or Nighthawk?
Dragon.
You have to call me Dragon.
You have to call me Nighthawk. Oh, that would be hilarious. And I should mention, I don't think I mentioned this at the top of the show, Mark Schlereth makes his triumphant return today at 4 p.m. That is always radio gold. You never want to miss Schlereth. He's hilarious. He's insightful. He's great. So he'll join us at 4 o'clock. And then El Hombre, also insightful and great and hilarious. Michael Bradley joining us at 5 p.m. today. So that's what's coming up on the show. So you don't want to miss any part of that. Meanwhile, looking at the Seahawks team as we head into week number 2. What do you want to see in terms of this running game? Because that's what I was expecting. That was part of, I guess the creation of expectation in the preseason is how well they ran the ball. And we always kept it in context. Look, it's preseason. We understand they're going against backups at times and nobody's scheming, blah, blah, blah. But it did look pretty darn good. Yeah. And it didn't look so good in this first game anyway. So what's a realistic expectation going into game 2 as far as it pertains to the run game?
Well, I guess I think that, I guess I'm not going to throw a number down there. I would love to get over 100 yards, obviously, but it was so creative, and it's really about like a style, and I feel like in the Kubiak system, like you're like an artist. I was talking about I was watching the 49ers preseason. The one I thought you could tell the most about was their middle game against the Raiders. It was kind of like the Seahawks in the preseason. That game against Kansas City, you could see what this offense was going to be, right, when it's going well. And it was the same thing with what the Niners were doing. It was just they ran a heavy, run flow one way, and then they start the same type of play and then just stop and throw a little hitch on the backside. And, and then just play action pass and deep crossers and, roll out and that kind of thing. And it's kind of like getting into a rhythm where it's like you're kind of fooling the defense the entire way and keeping them on their heels. And, so yeah, I would love to see, just as a benchmark, be able to get over 100 yards. But, more than anything, I just think Kubiak just wasn't able to get into a flow.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people talked about, well, there's a lack of creativity, or they didn't do, they ran very kind of basic plays. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And I thought in that Kansas City game, getting really the whole point of the run game is that wide zone where you have your offensive lineman almost like sprinting out there. That's why Gray Zabel on that one clip had to like jump over the D lineman's leg, because you got to get to a linebacker that's fast flowing, because he's seeing everything go towards the sidelines, and that just creates bigger gaps. So I don't, they never really got to that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, what happens is you go back through as a coach and you go, just in general, why didn't we run this play, that play, or the other? Well, then you go back and look and like, well, it was this situation and we really couldn't run it. It's like I always talk about, you have a hard time preparing and, covering everything during a preseason game, because the game kind of goes its own way, and so, but when you get it to go your way offensively like they did in that Kansas City game, and I'm not asking them for run, what was it, 280 yards or something like that they ran for? Or maybe it was like
in preseason?
Around 200.
It was over 200, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was that was a little bit of a fantasy, but they just got into a rhythm. And it was kind of like watching that, the same thing with the 49ers offense, where they really got into a rhythm during preseason, running this way and then that way and coming back with something. It's about surprising the defense, basically, is what it's all about. So they just never got into that kind of flow, I didn't really feel like.
What about the backs themselves? We saw in this game, Charbonnet had 12 carries, 47 yards. He did have that touchdown. And then Walker had 10 carries for 20 yards. Now, Walker, he didn't get much run at all during the preseason. He was dealing with injuries, so I'm not going to judge him on this one game, but I saw, immediately after that game, they need to focus on Charbonnet. Walker's not it. I'm like, come on, man. This guy's been
he's good,
a solid back, and he's very explosive when he's healthy. He looked phenomenal when we were watching him in training camp before the injury. He looked really explosive, but do you like, that's almost a 50-50 split, 2 more carries for Charbonnet, but should it remain as such, where they're getting close to even split, or would you like to see them lean heavily on Charbonnet and K9 becomes more of a, I don't know if you would say complimentary back, but maybe Charbonnet ends up getting 16, 17 carries and Walker gets 10?
Yeah, I think whenever that is the question, I always go back to what Pete Carroll would say, the hot hand.
Yeah.
Let's get, equal number of reps out there and hopefully number of carries, and then, let's see who's feeling it today, and a lot of times that's just bad luck where a guy misses a block or whatever, and like you get a 3-yard gain instead of a, 15-yard gain where, if you're Walker and then you're looking out there going, Charbonnet's getting all the blocking.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of that, but I feel like those two guys are a nice combination. We've yet to see them, do kind of ham and egg it, but I think that's coming. And once you get that sense, then you kind of, like Pete used to say, go with the hot hand. So, and for whatever reason, I just thought it was bad luck, a lot of it for Walker. That, the plays that he got in there, they just weren't moving people off the line, or somebody missed a block or whatever. So, yeah, I don't think that there's anything that stands out so much that you should say one or the other. I really like Charbonnet, I like his style. But, you bring up Walker, K9 has made some ridiculous cuts over his career, and he's gotten through some of the smallest gaps on the field that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So let's not sleep on him, but I think, hopefully it's that way, like what Pete would say. Hey, let's go with whoever is feeling it today.
Yeah. Mike McDonald was asked about how he thought Walker and Charbonnet played on Sunday.
Both played well, I thought. I gotta go back and get some more details on who got what read and what was there for what guy, and we'll kind of get all that stuff ironed out. But both guys are playing well, protect our quarterback. Thought they caught the ball well. There's going to be more opportunities for both of them moving forward, and that's how we'll treat it.
Yeah, poor Sharps took one for the team there. I don't know if you saw that Winters kid ran him over. He came up and he slowed him down. Look, it's humiliating. You don't like getting run over, and that's why I was like pretty high on that kid. But Charbonnet's a load, and he got
trucked.
Yeah, so that's going to happen. That's going to happen to him. He's got they're probably the same size, but that guy has a running start and you don't. You're going to get run over. But as long as you disrupt his pass rush, then you did your job.
Yeah. Daniel Jeremiah on with Brock and Salk talked about why Walker got close to an even amount of carries with Charbonnet, even if he is not, in his opinion, as good of a fit.
I think that's just kind of go through the season. I think that sorts itself out. I think once we get through a couple weeks and you get into real game action and you're getting a chance to see it, they're not. I mean, this is a smart group now. They'll figure that out. I think you're just going to see him get more and more of the workload as we go forward. And even in like the pass game, to me, Kenneth Walker is a screen back. Like, you want to use him in the screen game, that's great. But like, there was some key downs where he's out in the route and he doesn't have a great feel in space and didn't present himself well to Sam on one really big down. They've got to find a better way to fill that role.
What do you think of that?
Kenneth Walker, yeah. I mean, I think if you look at Ken Walker, this is an important year for him, obviously because of the contract year, but also because, his rookie year, he ran for 1,050, 9 touchdowns. Next year, 905. The next year, 573. Right now, he's got 20. So, I mean, he needs to get it going, and he needs to make a play, make a move, and it doesn't always have to be that there's a huge lane to run through. But there's kind of some, in my mind anyway, some urgency there with him that he really needs to step up, and because these are declining numbers that we're talking about now. There's all kinds of opportunities that he probably had in that first year, but I think it's time for him to come on. So that's a guy that we've been talking about for a few years, and he needs to get his career going.
Well, here from Daniel Jeremiah talking about Charbonnet and explaining why he feels he's a better fit for this offense.
I like just the word tempo, and I think there's understanding. There's some plays where, you want to hit it. You want to, you come out of your stance and you know the path you're on, the look that you've got, and that's going to require you to get up to top speed and go. There's other times where it's going to require you to tempo it down and have patience before bursting through. I think it's just an overall feel, for it. Maybe even more so than being too much in a hurry. I think sometimes you do need to be in a hurry. It's just having a feel and instincts and awareness and tempo. Like, to me, that all kind of rolls up together, and it's where you get generic terms, Brock, like we talk about, this guy's just a football player. Like, you kind of know it when you see it. Sometimes it's hard to describe, but when I watch those two backs, I just get a better sense of Charbonnet having a just better overall feel, instincts, and fit in what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I agree with him on that one. And look, I'm not counting out Ken Walker, but because he's always available, as Mike would say, Mike McDonald, that he can go out there and have a plus 100-yard game. But right now, Charbonnet is the one that seems to have a better feel for this offense right now. So I think you start with him, and then see if you can get Walker going, and maybe not giving him the ball behind the in the pocket there. How about just get him out on the edges, throw him a pass, get him put him in motion, things like that, and try to get him going, because I think he's kind of a rhythm guy, that you see in games that, like, okay, he gets going early on, you can tell he's going to have a good game.
Yeah. Moving on to the other side of the ball, obviously, Woolen was a guy that took a lot of heat after that game. I mean, all fingers sort of pointed at him from the fan base anyway, because the final drive for the 49ers was incredibly costly. I mean, that long reception to Pearsall on the sideline where, look, you and I both had the same reaction. He kind of pulled up mid-stride like, oh, I got it, like the ball was underthrown and he was going to pick the ball off, and then it's like he misjudged it in the air. Huge completion, and then obviously the touchdown grab. But Mike McDonald talking after the game, about just what he thought happened on those two plays with Reek.
I really believe Reek was trying to attack the football. We would have all loved him to make the play, and I guarantee you Tyrice Woolen is the number one person that he wishes that he made the play too. And he's made plays like that. I'm thinking of the Rams game last year in 2 minute, the first play of the game, or the first game last year in Denver when he made the play on the over route. I mean, he's made some tremendous plays for us. Made a great play on the red zone and there on the goal line. Unfortunately, the two plays that he wants back are the ones near the end of the game. So one's a technique thing, and I think the other thing's just maybe put yourself in a better body position where you make the play and not the other guy. But the other guy made a great play too.
Yeah, I'm glad that he said that and we heard all that from Mike McDonald, because I was thinking about this on the way here. Like, let's not villainize Rick Woolen. Okay, I think a lot of people were kind of mad at him, and he is a fantastic talent. I mean, he is a perfect corner. Like for a John Schneider, like the long arms, the long legs. He runs a 4.2, and he's just he's a former receiver. And, this is like a long shot, but maybe it creeps into his mind that the quarterback's throwing it to me because of his receiver days. And, you have to go get it. And look, Mike's looked at that film. I know we've all seen the replay and everything of that. He thinks that he's attacking the ball there in that situation. And the other guy was just better. I mean, that just happens. But, I mean, I think people have a tendency to get down on him. He's a fantastic player, but, he just has to be more consistent. And I don't think it's because he's lazy. I don't think it's because he's not putting the work in. I just think that it's more about just him learning and
refining his skills at that spot.
Yeah, and the other thing is, he started off in a way that was kind of put him behind the 8 ball, right? I mean, he had 6 interceptions his rookie year. He was a 5th rounder? Yep. And he should have had 8 in that year. And so now all of a sudden everybody's expecting that. And so, and I think also if people like, oh, he's disinterested, oh, he doesn't want to play, he's lazy, this and that. I don't think so. I think he's just, his brain is just computing things differently right now. And, he just needs to get it right. And I think, one big play for him and, I think Mike McDonald's going to get him turned around because, in the offseason, he talked a lot about Woolen and, coaching him up and going out there and telling him, and I think it's just a mindset that he's thinking about things differently. And I think Mike can, get him going the right way because he really has a way of doing that. And he's going to put it in a very blunt way. And I'm really excited to see Woolen the rest of the way forward. I think that was going to be something that is going to turn things around for him.
Well, Daniel Jeremiah was talking about him and talking about he doesn't know what his study habits are like, but physically he feels there aren't many like him.
One of the things that's the advantage of being close to a team is gleaning that type of information. And I'll give you, just one quick example on the Chargers side of things, doing their games and being around their team and talking to their coaches and being with them on the road. And when Joe Alt was in his first start was against Max Crosby, and the coaches said he came in with his notebook completely full and had watched every pass rush of like the last couple years of Max Crosby and had tendencies broken down on him and what he likes. And like, this guy has got all this physical ability, but the fact that he's going to that level of studying, that guy's going to be a stud. So I don't know what Rick Woolen's study habits are. I don't know, how invested he is in the process to get the most out of his ability, because just in terms of height, weight, speed, he's pretty much a one of one in the NFL.
Yeah, that's interesting. That story by Joe Alt, I really appreciate that. Hearing that. That's just how it is now in the NFL. Like, I got to be honest, Bob, I don't remember like watching a guy on film and just like breaking down every last little thing that he did and how he comes out of his stance or anything like that. That's, because the NFL was a big deal back then, but it's not like it was now. Now it's so competitive. You have to have every kind of edge that you can possibly get. And so, Joe Alt going and looking at Max Crosby and having a whole notebook of stuff, that's just the modern NFL right now, and what you have to go through in order to be a starter. And look, being a corner, I think other than playing quarterback, corner is the hardest position because you're going up against a bunch of freaks, man.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson is ridiculous. I was just looking at him, saw some of the things that he did last year, and
Jamar Chase, and we can go down the list. There's a bunch of brilliant, incredibly physically gifted receivers. DK's a problem. You got a lot. I agree with that. Listeners aren't agreeing with you though. Come on, Dave. Woolen is a huge disappointment. He takes tons of plays off and screws us in key moments. He needs to go to another team and be a lazy detriment.
Well, again, I don't think it's because he's lazy. I just think he has, he just needs to get it right. I'm really banking on Mike McDonald in this case because, he's a defensive guru and he's spent a lot of time with Woolen. But again, like I said, don't villainize him. he's a guy that wants to make plays. You think he doesn't want to make that play, but there's just something that's holding him back because, especially on the out and up play, because from whatever, and I think, Bob, you're probably about the same part of the field where we call the games. I'm like, he's going to pick that one off.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. It looked like he had a beat on it. He was pulling up because, he underthrew the ball.
And then all of a sudden, he just took a bad angle, and I don't know what happened there. And then I think it, compounds the whole thing when he catches this Tongas kid who is a, undrafted free agent, walked on at Cal, and, he beat you in that case. But like Mike said, he thought he was attacking the ball there. So, I guess from the texter's standpoint or whatever, it's like, okay, he had 6 interceptions in his rookie year, and why is he getting beat for a touchdown now and this and that and the other? But yeah, I don't think it's because he's lazy or defiant or anything like that. I just think he needs a different mindset because, like Jeremiah said, I think he said he's one of one. Everybody is dying to have a corner that is built like that.
Has
and
those
can run
raw
that fast.
skills. Yeah, it's a matter of refining it. People seem to have their mind made up. 206. Reek does not have good football instincts. Woolen is not a perfect corner. Physically, he has all the skills and size. I think he loses focus, gets complacent. Genuinely curious if they ever pondered whether Woolen has anything going on with his inner ear. He seems fantastic until he looks up and seems to have a glitch in his movement, this week being the most obvious example. I don't know. There are a lot of people that seem to have their mind made up. He's no good. He's complacent, lazy, no football instincts, whatever. I don't know.
Look, that very well could be the case. I just don't think so. I would bet on him. I would bet on Reek Woolen.
Yeah. Wasn't Woolen benched last year because of poor performance?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's given people reason to doubt, and he was playing a nice game up until that drive. Mm-hmm. Guys are going to get beat. That's it. The timing was brutal. I agree. I was right there with everybody going, oh, my God, what are you doing? What happened on that ball? But he was having a solid game. We talked about the play he made, just got his fingertips on that ball and knocked it away from the receiver. I don't what the issues are. We're not going to. We can speculate from the outside. Coaches know. They know. They're going to get into the film room, and you talked about days where you had bad games and you dreaded going in there in the film room where they're going to point out Wyman. Here's Wyman doing this. What are you doing here, Wyman? I'm sure they're doing the same thing with Reek in their position meetings.
Yeah.
Reek, what are you doing here? Why did you do this instead of this? So it's not lost on them. We can all speculate, but I think they have a better grip on what is and is not possible with this guy.
Yeah. So look, he's. I think this is going to be the moment of truth coming up here. If he because Josh Jobe is playing really well.
Yeah.
So and I know that I had at least one of my buddies was like, do you think he could possibly replace Woolen? And I'm like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
definitely. But hopefully Woolen is. One of those guys that is able to turn it around. Somebody just texted in, Woolen's like your listeners, smokes too much weed. How do you know he smokes weed? I don't think.
They think because he's mellow.
Maybe.
He might. Who knows? Don't know. Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the game on September 21st. That's against the New Orleans Saints. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's completely free, and you can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 15th. Meanwhile, we saw 2 extremes from Julio last night, and it further complicates the picture of what is fair to expect from him. We'll get into that coming up next with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
The Mariners are back home at T-Mobile Park for the penultimate homestand of the season.
Pitch to Naylor, swung on, drilled, gap right center field. It's down, going to the wall. Everybody's running. Randy will score. Cal right behind him.
And every game matters in the push to the playoffs. Tonight, Game 2 against the Cardinals. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here. I want to tell you about one of the best decisions I've made in a really long time, maybe ever. And that's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's refractive lens exchange. And Dr. Kopstein did my procedure. He started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. So you add King LASIK plus K2 Vision, that equals Freedom Vision for every stage of life. Freedom from glasses, contacts, readers, and cataracts. Now, if you're somebody like me who really struggle with small print, seeing text on my phone, I always bring up restaurant menus, reading the receipt when it came, just any kind of small print. I'm trying to read labels in the grocery store. Couldn't do it if I didn't have my readers with me. It was just a giant pain in the rear. So that's what prompted me to look into what Dr. Kopstein could provide. And it's been a world of difference. And if you're somebody that deals with that, or maybe distance vision is your problem, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect and permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. How great would that be? And the best part of it, you'll never develop a cataract. So whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors out there with all of the data to recommend the very best procedure for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. K2 Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Again, K2VisionRLE.com.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The hotel is open and you can book now at snocasino.com. The destination spa, the expanded non-smoking gaming floor, the big 2,000-seat entertainment space and convention center, and yeah, the new restaurants, food venues as well. Effortless style and the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com to book. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Why is Mazda of Everett the #1 dealer on the West Coast? Mazda of Everett is locally owned and operated for 20 years. They work hard to get you their best deal every time and to make sure you drive away happy. With over 700 new Mazdas, they stock more than anyone in the Seattle area. Find out for yourself why people keep coming back to Mazda of Everett. Take advantage of the Mazda of Everett price during the More to Move You sales event. MazdaofEverett.com. Claims based on Mazda USA inventory and sales reports.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Now is the time. We talk about it year-round, but roofing season really is upon us. It's Mike Salk here. So what makes it roofing season? Long, dry days where roofing crews can work realistically sun up to sundown. They're cranking out projects all over our region, and Riverside Roofing is, of course, leading the charge. Local to Marysville, Riverside Roofing serves the entirety of Western Washington. They do amazing work. They've earned my recommendation, plus industry awards like GAF Master Elite's President's Club, a status fewer than 1% 10% of roofing companies in the entire country actually achieve. Get a roofing quote in less than 60 seconds using Quick Quote directly on riversideroofingllc.com. It'll pop up as soon as you go on their website. During and after your roofing job, you can expect a yard and driveway totally clean of debris. Behind their national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville, built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the local roofing company you can trust. Go to riversideroofingllc.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Text line is there for you, 866-979-3776. You can weigh in on the Seahawks, the Mariners, a nickname for Bryan Woo. If you're just tuning in, Dave and I were soliciting a nickname for Woo. He seems to be the only guy in the rotation that doesn't really have one. And we're trying to stay away from the Ric Flair Woo thing.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it.
I can't imagine he likes it.
Probably not. I still like Nighthawk.
Dragon, Nighthawk.
You have to call me Dragon. Maybe that's what him and Bryce Miller can do.
Yeah, one will be Dragon,
you
one
call
will
me
be
Dragon, and I'll call you Nighthawk.
You think they would get that reference? They had to have seen Step Brothers, right?
I would hope so. I mean, what are you, uncultured
Yeah.
heathens?
Oh, we're talking about a cinematic classic.
That's exactly right. You know what's going to be interesting? The matchup that's coming here this Sunday for the Texters, DK versus Reek Woolen.
Yeah.
Two of the most controversial, right now,
Polarizing.
people are just ridiculous with their, oh, he's terrible, get him out of there, you're wrong, he's, this and that and the other. I'm like, yeah, okay, how do you know?
Well, the beauty of that is they're going to have a segment of the Texters that'll, if, let's say, DK gets the better of them, has a great day, and they go up against each other a lot. They're going to say, see, told you Reek was no good.
Yeah.
Now, if Reek gets the better of DK, they're going to say the same thing. Told you DK was no good. I'm glad he's gone.
That's exactly right.
So,
you know why? Because our Texters are never wrong.
That's right.
Yeah. And a lot of you would not be very good coaches or GMs, by the way. The willingness to just get rid of people.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
I told you he stinks. One game in, you got 16 to go. Told you. You were wrong. I'm right. Get him out. Meanwhile, Julio Rodriguez, there's a lot of good coming out of Julio. Since the All-Star break, he's been the best hitter on the team. He's been one of the best hitters in baseball, even on that dreadful road trip. That was an awful road trip, yet he hit 325, 324, 325, 5 home runs, had 12 hits in 9 games, 5 of them home runs, drove in 16 runs, had a couple more hits last night, came up with a clutch RBI single in the the 6th inning. He's had a knack lately. He's just become that guy where he's seeing it. He's on time. He's covering these pitches, and it's just become a situation where he's living up to the billing.
Here's the 0-1 to Julio. Swung on, rope, past the shortstop, Wayne into left field, a base hit. 1 run scores, Rivas stomps on home. It's 2-1. A scorched single by Julio.
So he gives you the go-ahead run right there.
Yep.
We saw him the other day. He hits the home run to put him up. Team Braves come back to tie it. He hits the home run to take him ahead again, put him ahead again. So he's coming up in clutch moments, and he's coming through. And he's a guy that, again, you can't, undersell how talented he truly is. But he's a guy that does make mistakes out there on the base paths, and he's not alone. This team has not been good on the base paths. We've seen Randy get picked off. We've seen Cal get picked off. We've seen Julio get picked off. We've seen who else? I believe Polanco's been picked up, and they've just made just mistakes on the base paths where you're going, what is going on with this team? And we saw it last night with Julio trying to score from first on that Naylor double, and you're going, what are you doing, man? What? I mean, I don't know what he saw or didn't see. As we said, he was right on the heels of Cal rounding third, so maybe he got confused. He looked up, saw Negron waving Cal in, but didn't see, because I watched the replay. He gave him the stop sign, but maybe
Did it look like Julio was looking at him?
it's hard to tell from that angle.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he didn't.
I couldn't tell at the ballpark.
Yeah,
at
it was.
all.
But I know for a fact, I saw it. The stop sign was there.
Yeah.
So this is not on the third base coach. You know, I don't know what you do when they're running that close together, how you're waving one in, or if you're screaming Julio's back to third, or what you do there. But he's just. It's just one of those situations where you can't. You don't have that luxury. You don't have that slack. You cannot make outs on the base paths. Control the part you can control, and that part you can. So that was a bit infuriating. But his second half, outside of those kind of moments, has been spectacular, and it's so dramatically different from what we see in the first half of the seasons. I get why people get frustrated, because you see how elite he can be. He can be one of the best players in the league. You're seeing it. But then when you start a season the way he does pretty much every year, you're going, well, where's that guy? Where's that guy? So there is that frustration, and it makes sense to me. We talked to John Morosi yesterday, and he talked about, in his opinion, how to properly judge Julio.
Can be true that he deserves a little more grace than he's maybe received from a lot of fans during his career. And it's also true that the standard ought to be very high. I think it's an obvious point, but it bears mentioning here. If Julio's playing like this, like he's played in the second half, and Raleigh keeps playing at his MVP pace, and you look around the rest of the lineup and say, okay, if you get a home run, maybe a home run or two every series from Gino in the playoffs, and you start to project forward, this is the kind of team that can legitimately win a World Series.
Yeah.
You know, you look at what he's doing in September. I mean, I know it's a small sample size, 7 games, but he's batting .310, 1126 OPS. I mean, he's just, that's I think the frustrating thing with him is that, you know, those months where he just goes to sleep. I mean, offensively, is just not there, and it's not like he's not out there trying. And
I think he's trying too hard. I think he gets up in his own head, and he's really pressing up there, and that's when he starts chasing.
Yeah. I think I would prefer that it was that. I like to think it's that, right?
Yeah.
That he's trying too hard, because he's always had a great attitude. You know, and this is where I was talking about with Woolen, like when people like start to villainize somebody because they're not playing well. I mean, I think if the guy's a jerk and, you know, whatever, and not great with the media and everything, okay. But, you know, if he's a good guy and he's out there trying, if he's a nice guy, texters, okay?
Oh, boy.
But no.
There's the button.
But
You
no,
just
seriously,
pushed
I
it.
mean, that's why they paid Julio. And I remember talking to Ryan Rowland-Smith about Julio in the very beginning of the season, when it was probably a month in, and, you know, he was talking about how the reason why the Mariners paid this guy that amount of money is because of his character.
Yeah.
And because, you know, he is just a solid, good guy. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, I think people were villainizing him a little bit, like making him into a bad guy. But he's great for this team. He's very consistent. And now it's starting to pay off for him. But it is interesting, and I think something, you know, he needs to approach in the offseason about, okay, this is like 3 years now where you've started off really slow.
Yeah, I think he's so capable. He's so capable that I get why we're all frustrated. We're all sitting there going, what is happening? Why is this the trend?
Yeah.
You know, how do you even it out? He wants it more than anybody. He wants to hit the ground running and be hot to start the year. And I think for him, maybe it snowballs when he doesnent get the results and he starts chasing and the strike zone gets wider and we see him swinging so hard he's falling into the other batter's box there. And we haven't been seeing that.
No.
Even when he strikes out, he's not all off balance and falling over there. And they're still swing and miss with him, just like there is Cal and Gino. That's part of their game. Love it or hate it. That's the cost of doing business, if you will. But you're not seeing that, you know, where he's low and away off speed, up and in. They're busting him up and in, and he can't cover the pitch. He's covering it now, and he doesn't look all out of whack or off balance the way that he did.
Yeah, the one thing, though, that I think is sort of villainous, I guess, is when you're not paying attention on the base paths.
Yeah.
And maybe he had an excuse for that one. Like you said, maybe it was like he couldn't – was it Negron that's at third?
Yeah.
Maybe he couldn't pick it up, whether it was Cal
It was
or him.
bang, bang. I mean, they were right there next to it. So he's waving one and trying to tell the other one to stop. So,
Yeah.
But that to me, is the whole team. Because that's – how many times have we come in here and go – what was this guy doing over there on first? Or how did so-and-so get picked off at second? Or, it's just happened too many times.
Yeah.
Where we've seen guys up and down that lineup make base running mistakes.
Yeah. I guess it didn't so much come – I mean, obviously it could have been an extra run, But right after that, Mike was just was pointing that out before the show that that was where if he's at third, Naylor doesn't steal third, and then you get the sacrifice fly and he scores. But I mean, maybe you get an extra run some other way. But that's one of those, and I don't want to say it's unforgivable, but I mean that's one where you can control that. And the other thing is, there's a new kind of standard now, and that's Josh Naylor.
Yeah,
that's
baseball
constantly
IQ.
paying attention and always focused in. And now I feel like that's going to be the standard, which is a really good thing.
All right, there's one thing in the Mariners' favor when it comes to trying to catch this Astros team in the AL West. We're going to tell you what that is coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The Mike McDonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
Having talked to you after some of these games for the last year, you seem maybe a little more frustrated today.
Of course you're frustrated. We expect to win those games. And I believe we have a really good football team. It's a long season, but there's an urgency to go make it right and to get better. And this is a really critical week for us.
The Mike McDonald Show. Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and you've heard Dave and I talk a lot about living with pain. And again, I always point out he was much smarter. He was paid for his pain, whereas I actually paid for mine. But if you're somebody that's got injuries and you're considering surgery, this is going to be of interest to you. Wednesday, September 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Yeah, it's all about love of the game for you, Bob.
That's
it's
right.
about
It's
love.
passion, Dave. Passion.
Love for karate. I'm just kidding. All right. And by the way, this live webinar, it's a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Yeah, the pain I paid for was 14 years of sparring and jiu-jitsu, which I love, but I did pay for that pain and the injuries that came along with it. And it ended up being a very damaged hip with a number of issues. And look, Dr. Mark Wagner was incredibly honest. He said, you got a lot of things going on in there. This isn't going to fix all of them, but it will go a long way into helping you relieve the pain you're feeling now. And he was 100% right. I'm doing a lot of things, just about everything I couldn't do prior to that procedure.
Yeah, and so this is a free live stem cell webinar. It's Wednesday, September 17th at 6 p.m., and you'll learn more about stem cell therapy. So again, it's September 17th at 6 p.m. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Your future is looking bright. Win a share of $150,000 in glorious golden hour cash prizes every Saturday night in September. Get ready for 24-karat fun with new winners drawn every half hour starting at 6 p.m. Stay till midnight for the guaranteed grand finale of 10 grand, 50 grand on the last Saturday of the month. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer premium windows that are 25% more energy efficient, reduce noise by 50%, and come with clean glass technology. And Leak Armor installation gives you a lifetime warranty to protect your home. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X-Fi Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game Sunday, September 21st. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Rick Riz here with Luke Wilson, a local owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. With your help and the Improve Your Play program, Pella has chosen a local youth athletic program to receive a $5,000 grant. Luke, who's the lucky winner this week?
Rick, we could not be more excited to announce Shelton Youth Football and Cheer as one of 2 winners of this $5,000 grant.
Thanks to Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington for helping our local youth thrive.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up at 4 o'clock, you don't want to miss it. The debut of the Mark Schlereth show for the season. He is radio gold, and he is an excellent Twitter follow. If you want to see him just lay into... Right now, his victim are Chiefs fans.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he's just letting them have it.
Yeah. Well, being a former Bronco, same division. The one thing I can count on from him is that he is going to make you laugh. I've heard all of his stupid jokes.
He cracks me up. He's just, there are certain people in life that it doesn't matter what they say or how they say it. They just make you laugh. Adam Ray does that. We often get people say, "Well, that wasn't even a funny joke." I don't know. It's just his he just makes me laugh. I don't know what to tell you.
When he came out in the preseason last year, he was talking to us, and when he came out here to Seattle, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to be honest. I do like that Bob laughs at all my jokes."
He's a funny guy, man. I laugh out loud as I read his Twitter feed. He's just going back and forth with people because he's merciless, and he'll engage for people that are really rude to him and mean. He'll just fire back at him, and I love every minute of it. Meanwhile, Mariners playing against the Cardinals tonight, game 2 of the series. They took game 1 We got 18 games left. 18 games left in the season. And they're 2 games behind the Astros right now. Astros had the night off, so the Mariners picked up a half game. So you're 2 games out of that division. And Jeff Passan talking with Brock and Salk about why he believes the Mariners have an edge over the Astros in these final few weeks.
What the Mariners have as an advantage right now is the schedule. They have the Cardinals suck. The Angels suck. The Royals, they just keep getting hurt. It's like they've lost Seth Lugo, Chris Bubich, their all-star, and Cole Reagan's their ace. And then the Astros after that, and then the Rockies. And I do wonder, I figured the Dodgers were going to be resting guys at the end of the season in that final series. I don't know at this point. I think the Dodgers may be going full bore through the end of the year. Either way, though, it's one of the easiest schedules remaining, if not the easiest.
And let me throw one more in there that I saw courtesy of our guy Luke Arkins on Twitter. He retweeted that the Royals placed Michael Wacha on the concussion list. So he was just going through the list of injuries for the Royals, and there's another one for him.
Yeah, and it just seems like no matter what, the Mariners, they're not out of it. It felt so bad on that road trip, especially, getting taken by Cleveland, and then you get swept by Tampa Bay, and then that first game in Atlanta you lose. But every time you look down, it's like, well, they still got a 1.5, 2.5 game lead on either the Rangers or the Guardians, and then, hopefully the Astros will gack it up here. They've got Toronto. So in their next series, I believe.
Yeah, starting tonight.
That's going to be really fun to watch them.
Oh, we're all big
there.
Toronto fans.
Yes.
All big Blue Jays fans right now. Yeah, so the Mariners have 2 left versus the Cardinals, 4, which according to Jeff Passan, they suck. 4 against the Angels, according to Jeff, they suck. And then you've got that back-to-back. This is, man, I'm looking forward to it. I've got some, apprehension about it, but that 6-game stretch on the road, 3 against the Royals, followed by 3 against the Astros.
Those will be tough.
That is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. So stack these wins, as they like to say, before you get into those 2 series. And then they finish at home, 6 games, Rockies 3, Dodgers 3. You look at the Astros, they start tonight, 3 games against the Blue Jays, 3 on the road against the Braves. Then they face the Rangers for 3, then the Mariners, of course. And then they've got the A's and the Angels to end the season.
Yeah.
So they've got some work to do in front of them. You're just 2 games. 2 games. The Mariners just handled their business. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Handle the Cardinals. Handle the Angels. The Blue Jays are going to deal them a loss, at least 1, maybe 2. Capitalize on those nights, because I feel like that's what they haven't done. When the Astros lose, the Mariners lose.
Yeah.
When the Astros win, the Mariners win. That just feels like, by and large, that's how it's gone.
Yeah, they got to take care of business. I hadn't thought about the whole LA Dodger thing, that they might be actually resting some of their players, because that's going to be, I don't know, is maybe the Dodgers the best team in all of baseball, and then you got Colorado, so kind of worst and the best there. Yeah. So that will be interesting.
Don't sleep on Colorado.
I mean, how excited are we going to be, or maybe nervous or hand-wringing about that series in Houston?
Oh, yeah.
And really Kansas City as well. I mean, that they're still in the wild card hunt, but that series in Houston is just huge. But in the meantime, take care of business. Take the series from St. Louis, and if you take the series from the Angels, that means you won 3.
Yeah.
So that would be huge.
Yeah, it's they got to capitalize. I mean, it's amazing. It just, that number dwindling, 18 games to go, and it's just we're going to be in single digits before we know it, and they're all going to mean a ton. Real quick, Mike asks if he feels like it'll be a disappointment if the Mariners finish as the 3rd wild card and have to go to Houston in that first round. Look, we can talk about where they should have finished. As long get in the postseason.
Yeah.
Beggars can't be choosers. This team's been to the playoffs 1 time since 2001. Once. So I'm not gonna lose my mind if they get in as the wild card. I might feel like, you should have been better. You should have been the 2nd or 1st, or you should have won the division, whatever. Just get there, and then we can worry about it.
Well, and then you have an opportunity to just crush the spirit of the Houston Astros. Crush them.
As El Hombre would say, that would be delicious. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. All right. Hold on to your butts, as Lefko says here. Mark Schlereth is going to join us next. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
Hawks Live.
Touchdown!
Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square's center court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer with this week's guest, Seahawks rookie receiver Torrey Horton.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live, Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Whoa! Jason Kelsey just found out that NFL Sunday Ticket now lets you subscribe month to month. Yeah! He just realized you can join and cancel anytime.
Ha-ha! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now he just found $1 in the sofa. Yeah! And he just saw a great parking spot open up. Look, just because Jason's easily excited doesn't make NFL Sunday Ticket month to month any less great. Right, Jason? Yeah. Get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel anytime. Woo! Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Renews every month during the 2025 regular season. Cancel anytime. Terms and embargoes apply. No refunds. Commercial use excluded. If you're
store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
based on
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners take game 1 from the Cardinals. Game 2 of the 3-game series coming up tonight. They send George Kirby to the hill, looking to secure the victory of the series victory and hopefully a bounce-back effort out of George Kirby coming off a tough start. You can catch it all starting at 5:30 with a pregame show. 6:40 first pitch right here. Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, games going on right now. Bottom of the second in Baltimore. Pirates and Orioles tied at 1 apiece. They're in the bottom of the second in Cleveland. The Guardians up 1-0 on the Royals. Nationals up 3-0 on the Marlins in Miami. That one in the top of the second. Bottom of the first. No score between the Phillies and the Mets. Other series to keep an eye on. Yankees hosting the Tigers. That one coming up. Also, the Blue Jays playing host to the hated Houston Astros. That one coming up in just a few minutes as well.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Blue 80, Blue 80, shut up! And I snap the ball, and there's just this horrific splash.
It's time to join the stink tank.
The analytics people that I hate your guts. They don't play football, they play quarterback. I'd be the easiest guy in the world to kidnap.
Mark Schlereth. Every Tuesday with Wyman and Bob.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is back. You look forward to it each and every week during the football season. Maybe not as much as we do, but love talking to this guy. He's with us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook hotline, and if you're watching on the video stream, look at that handsome devil right in between the two of us here. The one, the only Mark Schlereth is with us. How are you, man?
I am doing great. How are you guys doing this afternoon?
Well, we got a birthday boy here, and I like to think that this is your birthday present to Bob.
It is
his birthday
Bob?
today.
It is, yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. What are you doing for your birthday? You doing anything special?
I'm hanging out with Dave Wyman right here talking to you. How does it get better than that?
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. I quit celebrating birthdays because, Super Bowl 32 was on January 25th, 1998. It was my 32nd birthday. I won a championship on my 32nd birthday, Super Bowl 32. After that, ho-hum, you just quit celebrating birthdays. You just compile another ring, put another one on the resume, and just quit. So it's kind of how it goes for me. So I don't celebrate them anymore, Bob. But,
okay.
I'm glad you're having an opportunity to celebrate with Dave and I.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've never achieved anything like that, so this is where I've got to go. This is where I find my glory.
Also, I gave Bob a very finely crafted card and present today.
He gave it to me in an envelope that has the little plastic window that you get a bill in. Like if you get your electric bill or whatever, an envelope with that little plastic window.
Happy birthday,
I like
Bob.
that.
And a handwritten note that appeared through the window. It was classic Dave, and it was perfect. And by the way, I always direct people to your Twitter page because I get such a kick out of you tormenting you'll target a fan base for whatever reason, but now it's the Chiefs. In one of your latest tweets, just a friendly reminder that the Chiefs are in last place in the AFC West. Enjoy your evening. And then I just love the responses you get. It's just how much delight do you take into just poking a fan base?
It's so easy, right? I just absolutely love it. Like when I get bored, I'll go, who can I mess with? And then I'll throw a tweet out there and I'll just watch people just be absolutely livid with me, and that just does enough to kind of steal my wool. And then I go about my merry way. It doesn't bother me or affect me at all. But I know, I take great pleasure in knowing that I'm an irritant to a fan base. That just makes me happy.
Oh, well, you can follow him if you're on Twitter. I would highly recommend it at Mark Schlereth.
I'll tell you a story. The other day on the Stinking Truth podcast, this is several weeks ago. I said, hey, the Dallas Cowboys are nothing more than the Jacksonville Jaguars. They just have a better marketing team, right? And so then where am I week one? I'm in Jacksonville. And so I'm talking to Tony Baselli, who's now, obviously he's a Hall of Famer, and we played against each other a bunch, and Tony is now the Executive Vice President of Football Operations. So I walk in there, and I don't even think about it. Like I said that 3 weeks ago or whatever. Like I'm bebopping in there. I don't even think about it. And Tony's like, I'm on the field, and Tony's like, we're starting to talk. He goes, oh, dude, you pissed some people off within this organization. Man, they were mad. And I go, for what? And he goes, he told me and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I said that. I was like, I probably said that before I knew I had Jacksonville on the schedule. And he's like, oh yeah. And so I get a bunch of people coming up to me. They're all pissed off. And he goes, I thought it was hilarious. I looked at him and go, was he lying? Is it not true? I mean, since 2012, they have the worst record in the National Football League. They got 148 losses. So buck up and play better, right? So, anyhow, so we had a great time. We had a great time in Jacksonville.
Yeah. His Twitter page is dangerous. Follow him at Mark Schlereth. If you want a good laugh, it's always entertaining.
Well, we're heading to Jacksonville this year, so I'll try not to piss people off on the way down there. But
good idea.
Hey, Mark, what did you? I don't know how much of the Seahawk and 49er game you saw, but just your impressions on it. I guess kind of went as expected, right? With a new offensive. I mean, basically, it was a teardown. Right, on offense with the quarterback, the two receivers, the offensive coordinator, the D-line or O-line coach, got Rico coaching the running game. So, I mean, I guess that's to be expected. You think?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it, Dave, is like I got stuck in Jacksonville. We had an hour and a half rain delay, so I couldn't get out. So I flew home on Monday, and I spent about 4 hours in the Dulles airport, and then I just sat in a plane and watched film the whole day. So I actually watched your guys' game. And, there's a couple things. One, San Francisco did a great job of shutting down the run game, right? But I thought Seattle, Rico, I thought Kubiak did a really good job of staying present in the run game and continue to get their attempts. What bothered me was it just didn't seem that the play action aspect off that run game didn't seem to marry very well. It just didn't seem to work. Yeah. And Njigba got almost every catch. What was it? Darnold had 16 completions, and I think 9 of them went to Njigba.
Yes.
And it just felt like it was completely one-dimensional where your tight end gets 1 catch, Cooper Kupp gets 2 catches. I just didn't feel like it married very well together. But here's the good news. I think across the board, because I think sitting between my flight and being in Dulles for 4 hours, I watched 9 games. And it ended up being, that was kind of endemic of offense across the National Football League. It just wasn't sharp. There were a lot of nuanced things that weren't very good from a blocking scheme standpoint to entry point standpoints, whether it was, tight ends or fullbacks blocking people. I will say one thing. Your guys' fullback, whatever that dude's name is from Alabama, Oots, what is it?
Robbie
Oots.
Oots. Oons? He's a monster. You know what? That is tie on the doorknob kind of stuff. Just like getting there and watch Oonst film.
Yeah.
Like that is like that dude, he had me at hello. I mean, I'm just like, I love you.
Well, Mark, the other thing real quick about him is that he's very old school, and he's so old school that people were giving him a hard time about that he has a button on the front of his phone, and which I was like, doesn't everybody have that? So anyway, he's got like an old man phone, basically. You would love this guy.
Yeah. Oh, would I love him? He's my favorite player in the National Football League right now. And I saw him throw about 4 blocks, and I was like, I like him a lot. So, yeah, but when you have that kind of attitude, I thought defensively they played exceptionally well. They like controlling line of scrimmage. Obviously for San Francisco, getting Christian McCaffrey back, especially in the passing game, was big for them. But bottom line is the offense just never got in sync. And that was, like I said, it was endemic of the National Football League in general over the course of the weekend.
When you look at the O-line and you just talked about everything that is new, Dave, you got new coordinators, new O-line coach, new scheme, you got some new pieces on that O-line. What's a realistic expectation for them to find their chemistry or find that rhythm? Because we saw so little of them together in the preseason, where they did look really good, but it's preseason. So, what was your takeaway from just the line specifically, and what do you think? Is it 4 games into a season, 5, where you feel like they should have that chemistry locked in?
Yeah, playing together for a while. I mean, it takes over the course of a season. You always get better the more you play together and the more you see it together. And I think that's a big thing. And it's one of the big things that's kind of lost in today's game. A lot of guys watch film individually on their iPads, and I always think it's much better to watch it together, especially when all 5 of you got to be tied together. So that's part of the process, and we'll see exactly kind of how they sync up. I just thought there were some things, and again, this goes back throughout the course of the weekend. I thought there were some things where you misidentified second-level defenders, and you got confused on what you're going to do. Hey, if safety's down, are we running 2 or running away? I thought there were some calls that I just didn't necessarily like in some of that stuff. I thought the backside, there were some run-throughs where you weren't prepared for the speed of the game. And for some looks you didn't see in the preseason. So all that stuff is very correctable. I think the good news, the good takeaway coming away from it is it's very correctable, and it was something I saw throughout the National Football League. With a bunch of here in Denver, it was the same exact thing. Now, luckily, their defense just lit it up, and you're playing against a rookie quarterback and an offensive team who's not quite ready for prime time, but. Bo Nix looked bad. The running game was out of sync here in Denver as well. So, and again, I saw it all over the place over the course of the weekend.
Hey, did you get a chance to check out the rookie, the guard, Gray Zabel? I mean, he had a good preseason. He's really you'd love him too. You would be talking about him. Very old school.
You know what? I'll have to go back and look at the coach's tape on him, because I really didn't look at it. I was just kind of watching the game almost like a fan, and then just kind of seeing what you see. But I'll go back and take a peek, and then next week we can kind of dive in a little deeper on him, because I like again, I got the other thing is I got so enamored by Oots.
So you couldn't take your eyes off of him.
I couldn't take my eyes off the guy. I was like, can we get more 2-back? I'm tired of this 3 wide receiver garbage. Let's get in 2-back.
Yeah. Well, no, another guy I was going to ask about, Big Cat, just in general, you being an offensive guard and just a guy who is that big. And it's kind of funny. He had a very uncharacteristic play where he just tried to blast. I think it was Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Didn't wrap him up, but
Shouldered
that guy.
him.
In my recap afterwards, my instant reaction was like, this guy's all over the place. I mean, he's playing in the backfield. How difficult is it to play against a guy like that's that big and that fast?
Yeah, I think that's the combination is usually guys have one thing when you play against them. Like, there's one thing you have to take away. And sometimes it's power, sometimes it's speed and athleticism, sometimes whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
It's the guys that can do multiple things, can beat you with speed, can beat you with power, can do those things, those dudes are problems, because then you start to get in a little bit of a guessing game. What's he going to be? What's he going to do? And all that kind of stuff. And Big Cat certainly has that ability, man. He has got some unbelievable size, strength, leverage. He's a good leverage player. Guys who have the long kind of levers and arms, it's hard to get in their bodies sometimes. They can keep you at bay with their length. So that is always bothersome, because you want to turn it into a phone booth kind of holding match. And
yes.
Those guys that don't let you get into their bodies, I hate those guys. I want to be
because you can't cheat.
Body.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. And so,
makes sense.
Yeah, he's got that ability to do several different things that make him a real problem.
Hey, Mark, I know you said you watched the game kind of as a fan. Did you key in on Reek Woolen at all? That final drive for the 49ers, he gave up a huge reception to Ricky Pearsall on the sideline where it looked like he had a beat on the ball. He slowed up, like he was going to catch an underthrown ball, and then turns out he misjudged it, and then ultimately giving up the go-ahead touchdown there in the end zone. And he's been wearing it from Seahawks fans since. He's a guy that was a Pro Bowler as a rookie, 6 interceptions, and each year he's kind of gone the wrong direction. He hasn't improved. There's been more to complain about. I'm curious your take on what kind of a player he is, and if you remember those plays, what you thought of it.
Yeah. I thought he was. I mean, I thought he was right there on both plays. The one you said about Pearsall down on the sideline there. I mean, I thought he was going to tip that ball. How that ball got through, I wasn't 100% sure if he just misjudged it or what. But I thought he had perfect position on that one, and obviously it didn't work out. And then the one in the end zone too. It looked like he was going to. It looked like he would undercut that throw, and was about ready to tip that ball. So I mean. You know, as we always talk about game of inches, and he was on the wrong side of the inches on both those plays. But listen, I thought defensively you held San Francisco, and I know they missed, a couple of field goals or whatever, but you held them to 17 points and you lost a game. Like defensively, you hold somebody to 17 points, you're supposed to win those freaking games. And so, you know, we could sit there and nitpick his play and all those things. And again, part of that is you start looking at coaches' film and you see some things that you didn't necessarily see as you're watching it live or you're watching the TV copy. So, again, it's early in the season for everybody, but 17 points, I think is a pretty outstanding afternoon for any defense.
Hey, another tie on the doorknob guy for you is Aaron Rodgers. Looked like he. What'd you make of his performance? I mean, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. I had this one as a loss, I think, when we were going through in the preseason, talking about I thought it was going to be a tough place to play. But, yeah, what do you think? And, his performance and just, as far as where you think the Steelers are at this year from what we've seen.
Yeah, if you watched today the Stinking Truth podcast, you can find it on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, Stinking Truth podcast. If you watched it today, I am demanding apologies from not only Aaron Rodgers haters, because I told you Aaron Rodgers could still play. I did a game late in the season last year, arm talent-wise, unbelievable, and his movement skills got so much better toward the end of the year because at the beginning of the season last year, he had an ankle, a knee, and a hamstring that were really bothering him. And you saw some of the boot keep stuff, some of the movement skills he had, throwing 4 touchdowns yesterday against the Jets. And then I said it probably 10, 12 weeks ago. Bob, your guy, Russell Wilson, I said the Giants should cut him, get rid of him, and start Jackson Dart because that's what you need to do. And Russell Wilson was throwing checkdowns like it was his job. Bubble screen, bubble screen, bubble screen, swing pass, swing pass, swing pass, check down, check down, check down, jump out the back of the pocket, take a sack. It was so typical Russell Wilson football, and it was awful. And now the Giants, apparently the report out there is Brian Dable said, hey, he wants to go to Jackson Dart now, like I told him to 10 weeks ago, wants to go to Jackson Dart now. And the ownership is saying no. Like, really? You talk about emasculating your coach. You ought to just pack your stuff, pack up your office, put it in boxes, get yourself one of them hefty trash bags, throw all your crap in there, and just leave. Because everybody's done listening to you now.
You got no juice.
If the owner says, no, we got to keep playing Jackson Dart because, I'm sure the owners picked up a lot about playing football while he was standing around his ass off watching the games. So, it just absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Hey, what was your reaction to Jalen Carter, game 1 for the Eagles before they even run a play? They had an injury on the field on the kickoff, so they hadn't run a play yet, and he gets into a spitting match with Dak Prescott and gets ejected. I mean, just mindless to say the least. But what I'm sure you saw all the replays and everything.
Yeah.
What was your reaction?
My reaction, the league fined him $57,000 in change for spitting on Dak Prescott. I thought the team should fine him a couple $100,000 for stupidity. Like what are you doing? Like you almost and by the way, you guys couldn't stop the Dallas Cowboys. The only thing that slowed the Cowboys down was that rain delay, that lightning delay.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't stop anybody. You're one of the best defensive players in football, and you don't even get a play in, and you got to go sit in the locker room for the rest of the night. Like, what do you? Well, you're not thinking. You're just not thinking. That was one of the dumbest things. Like, it just blows me away that you can be that selfish and that stupid all at the same time.
You ever have that happen? I mean, because you punch the guy, right? I mean, if somebody spits in your face, I mean, that ever happened to you in your career?
No.
It's just ridiculous.
No. I can't. I mean, I was part of the Broncos when, were you here, Dave, or were you gone when Romanowski spit in J.J. Stokes' face?
Oh, man. I think that was a year after. Because when I left, Mark, you guys started winning Super Bowls. So I think there's
correlation
there was
there.
a correlation there, but I do remember that the Romanowski thing. I thought it was, didn't Shannon Sharp get involved in that somehow?
Yeah, he was. I mean, there were a bunch of guys that were really pissed off about it, right? And Romo got up in front of the team and apologized. He apologized to J.J. Stokes. I mean, the whole 9 yards. And I don't know if it stemmed from when Romo played for San Francisco. I don't think J.J. was on the team when he played for San Francisco. But bottom line, it was a big, tete-a-tete. And I think it was after we won back-to-back Super Bowls. So I think it was like in '99 maybe. But the whole thing fell apart after that anyhow. So. But again, there's just no space for that in the game, and ultimately, you do that, you deserve to get your butt whipped. By the way, speaking of deserving to get your butt whipped, Dave, this is me and you talking. Bob, just sit this one out and watch. Watch how this is done.
All right, I'll be right here.
Okay, so when Patrick Mahomes scrambles and then acts like he's going out of bounds, and then lowers his shoulder on a guy and runs him over, in our day, there would have been some frontier justice, and that dude would have got a mouthful of Rydell. Like, the next time that guy gets on the sideline, if I'm playing defense, I am saying he is fair game, we'll suffer the fine, we'll suffer the consequences, but somebody take his ass out. Like, is that not how it's supposed to work? Because if I see that dude grabbing an extra 3 yards down the sideline or lowering his shoulder on somebody, I'm going to lose my stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't be allowed. First of all, I think the NFL, like you have to commit to that movement there. But I'm more on your side of the frontier justice. Let's just let it play out on the field, and maybe you get some guy like Al Shair that he's not having that, right? So, I mean, I think he's taking advantage of a rule that favors him in a really annoying way. No wonder you don't like the Chiefs so much.
Right. Like, I respect everything he does, and I would like to see somebody just absolutely lay his ass out. I'm not an animal. I'm not looking for permanent injury, but if he missed a game or two, I wouldn't be upset.
Just endearing himself to that Chiefs fan base once again. Love it. Mark, as always, you did not disappoint. We're excited to have you on every week through the season again. It feels like it's been an eternity. So we're looking forward to these conversations every week. Thanks so much, man.
You got it, guys. Be well. Take care.
Thanks, buddy.
There you go. Mark Schlereth, everybody, with us each and every week. If you missed any part of that conversation, you can find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, there is some good news for the Seahawks when it comes to the rest of the division. We'll catch up on that coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
I don't think the game was fundamentally lost on that touchdown to Tunges. When to you was the moment this game was lost?
So I don't look at one play and say, that's why you lost the game. So offensively, I'm looking at the way that the 49ers are playing against the Seahawks offense, and they can almost predict what's going to happen. And that 49ers D-line did their thing.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and at this point, I'm sure you've heard Dave and I talk about all of our aches and pains that we've accumulated through our lives, and some of it has resulted in surgery for Dave. I was approaching surgery for my hip, but if you're somebody that's in that area and you're looking at surgery, this is going to be of interest to you. Wednesday, September 17th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Yeah, and the live webinar it's a great education on how I tuned into it last year, and using your own stem cells and how it can be extremely successful. A method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints and hips like you had.
Yeah, as somebody that's actually gone through this procedure, I can tell you the results are amazing for me. I went in with a bad hip, had a torn labrum, frayed tendon, some arthritis, bursa sac was inflamed, all kinds of things. And Dr. Wagner, incredibly honest, said, look, it doesn't fix everything, but it will go a long way into helping you. And he was absolutely right. I had a hard time walking long distances. I had a hard time laying on the couch and getting comfortable. So all of that has been rectified thanks to this procedure.
Well, if I can't lay on the couch, it's not worth living.
Well, then how do you sleep? It's no good.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can join the live stem cell webinar. It's Wednesday, September 17th, as Bob said, at 6 p.m., and you'll learn all about stem cell therapy. Again, September 17th at 6 p.m. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailalarm.com today.
For Riverside Roofing, beyond the national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville that's built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the roofing company you can trust. Find them at riversideroofingllc.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're 55,
T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speed.
Cal swinging a drive deep to right field. Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
The ballpark is rocking like 2001. Let us clear up your allergies so you can enjoy more of each game.
Hey, it's Dr. Ryan Stern of the Stern Sinus Center. Let us fix your ear, nose, and throat problems. Let's make your congestion, sinusitis, snoring, and allergies a non-issue. We can diagnose and treat everything from allergy testing and treatments to modern nasal breathing procedures to advanced balloon sinuplasty. Come and see us in Federal Way in Auburn or at sternsinus.com. That's sternsinus.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Our thanks to Mark Schlereth, who joined us in the previous segment. If you guys are just tuning in and missed that conversation, you miss a lot when it comes to Mark Schlereth. Always entertaining. So definitely check that out on the podcast page after the show. At seattlesports.com, just click the podcast tab. Scroll down to our picture, click on that, and you'll find it waiting there for you. As it is each and every night, it's completely free. You can click subscribe. Shows up for you. Doesn't cost you a thing, and you don't have to make any effort, more importantly.
Mark doesn't mince words, does he? He tells you exactly what he's thinking.
He does not.
Within the parameters of good broadcasting and radio rules. Dump buttons.
Well, I feel like Matt and Mike are always back there on high alert.
Yeah.
When we have Schlereth on.
Yeah, I've given up
fingers hovering over the dump button.
Yeah.
Matt wanted to on one part.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, there was one where I was like, ooh, it's not technically a word banned by the FCC, but I still wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think in the beginning when we started to have him on, I kind of felt responsible for him. So I was a little bit, now I'm just like, whatever.
If they catch it, great. If not,
yeah.
All right.
Who cares?
You being responsible for Schlereth really is the deaf leading the blind. We're in trouble.
Wow. Yeah, he's a wild card. He'll tell you what he thinks, and sometimes he's colorful, But it's all good. I love talking to that guy. So check that out if you missed it. It'll be on the podcast page after the show. Meanwhile, a couple stories. We talked about this earlier. Adam Schefter reported earlier. 49ers putting George Kittle on the IR. And then Brock Purdy may be out as well. Apparently suffered a couple of injuries in that game. I think one was his toe. Let's see.
Yeah, he had a couple of different little things. I had no idea, that he got hurt. Didn't really see the Kittle thing.
He didn't show it, but yeah. It said it's unclear when or how Purdy hurt the toe. But Shanahan said he suffered the shoulder injury. That's the other one. On an incomplete pass to wideout Ricky Pearsall in the first half. He was slow to get up after taking a hit, but made it through the game, led the game-winning drive. All right, just stop rubbing it in. Yeah. So he apparently dinged up his shoulder and his toe, and he's questionable for this weekend's game.
Make you feel a little better. I mean, look, you don't want people to get injured. Well, maybe you do, depending on the player. But
Astros.
But yeah, like the Astros. We're talking football, Bob. But I don't know. I got kind of the sense that they beat them up a little bit. I wonder if, I don't know. A lot of times it's not clear. Like maybe they wanted to say, well, that's because remember the roughing the passer penalty,
lame one,
one that kept him on the field. It was on Leonard Williams, and I don't know. Maybe they said it was on a different play, but they identified that play. I don't know. But just trying to, legitimize that was a penalty, which I'm sorry.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
No.
It was not. But I don't know. A certain sense of pride that you kind of roughed them up a little bit. But, Yeah, I mean, I had no idea with Brock Purdy. He sure didn't show it.
No, you gotta give him his credit, man. He did what he fought through whatever he was dealing with in that game and drove him down the field to win it. But hopefully it cost him a game this weekend. Meanwhile, the Vikings played last night. We got our first look at J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Pretty good. The first half, you're going, okay, the line didn't look great.
Yeah.
He looked like a rookie. I mean, I know technically it's not his rookie year, but it's his rookie year in terms of actually being on the field because he got hurt last year and never played a game. But the second half, and he came through and give him credit. He looked pretty good. I mean, I don't know, is he going to be a superstar? I don't know, but 13 of 20, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. His numbers don't blow you away, but it was more about his composure. And sort of guiding this team back to victory. I mean, they put up 21 points in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, a lot of people, thought – I know a lot of the scouts for the Seahawks were very high on him. Like, no, there's no way Minnesota's going to trade him away. And I was like, why not? But you saw, first of all, the scramble for a touchdown out of him. And then I think it was Jefferson that he threw the fastball to. Oh, my God. Yeah. I was talking to Lefko about this. We always have like X velo, and we can obviously,
launch angle and all that good stuff.
Can they put a gun on a pass in the NFL? I don't think we've ever.
I would assume because they track how fast a guy's running.
Yeah.
We hear that all the time about, he was up to 22 miles an hour, DK, chasing down Buda Baker. He was 22 point whatever.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that that's not a stat. I mean, I know Mark would hate it, Mark Schlereth, because
analytics people, I hate your guts.
But man, I would have liked to have seen like how fast that throw was from J.J. McCarthy for the touchdown to I think it was to Jefferson. But oh my God, that thing was just a laser.
He had some steam on that.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, good for him. I'm not rooting against the kid. He was just a guy, and watching him at Michigan was kind of like, Yeah, okay. He didn't do anything that blew your skirt up, as you like to say. He looked solid, college quarterback, but
and they ran the heck out of the ball at Michigan, and so that was. But a lot of people like his leadership, and I guess he sits out there and meditates against the goalpost before every game, and I think he's a good leader and all this. So a lot of intangibles.
He seemed pretty mature. I don't know if you watched the post-game interview.
Just a little
who was
bit.
talking to him. Lisa Salters maybe was talking to him. But he seemed pretty, I don't know. He didn't seem like a young guy. He seemed like a guy who'd been in the game a while, and he was just talking about, she asked him, what are you going to remember from today? Obviously a big game for you, your debut. And he said, I'm going to remember the win. I'm going to remember playing with my guys. He was all about his guys. He was all about giving them credit and thanking them. And he was just, he just seemed really mature and composed. I give him a ton of credit. I'm certainly not rooting against him. Just didn't really see the fascination with him coming out of college because his numbers anyway, for somebody, and I'm not sitting there watching Michigan every single weekend, so I didn't see every moment of his career. But, you looked at his numbers and kind of went, all right. And then in that game against the Huskies, you're kind of like, all right, he's solid at that level, but I didn't have the wow factor, I guess.
Yeah. What about Caleb Williams? Because he was 21 for 35. I saw, first of all, I don't think he's a pocket passer. I mean, he needs to get better at that. He's really good at throwing on the run. And then, I saw a scramble that he had that was just magic.
This was at the spin move?
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, my gosh.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, he is. But, it was kind of funny when we went there last year, we won 6-3, right? The Seahawks did.
Was that the final?
There in Chicago. Or maybe it was 3-0. I don't know. But, it was very low scoring. And that was the thing about him is that when he's on the run, he can make some brilliant throws. But, I don't know, just sitting in the pocket, he's just not that kind of guy. It's almost like his footwork needs to get better or whatever. But
he was their leading rusher last night. 6 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm rooting for all these young guys. I mean, you want to see the young guys come in. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone at some point. You're losing Tom Brady's gone. The guys that have been the sort of class of that position in this league are slowly one by one moving on to the next chapter of their life. And I want to see this young crop come up and be superstars, the way it was Brady and Manning and Rodgers and all of that. I look forward to that being the case. You still have it now with Mahomes and Josh Allen and people like that, but Is Burrow going to keep ascending? Is Jordan Love going to keep ascending? Are they going to be superstars? I don't know. It's kind of cool to see the young guys come up, and hopefully they live up to that billing.
Yeah, maybe we'll be talking about those guys like we did Brady and all that. But you spent some time in Chicago, so you got to have some sympathy for them having a quarterback that in Chicago that, what is it again, like 30 touchdowns and 3,000 yards?
4,000 yards.
It's 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever exceeded that amount.
And Eric Kramer is like their all-time guy
at quarterback in Chicago.
Which is surprising because they had Cutler. And Cutler, whether you loved him or hated him, he'd throw the ball all over the place.
Yeah.
Yet it didn't happen. They got to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. They've just never had their guy there. Like the Browns, they spend a lot of draft capital. Whether it was Brian Greasy or any of these other guys they draft in the first round or the top 10, top 5, it just hasn't worked out for them.
You know what I found in when we did the whole U-Haul thing, clearing out the storage unit? My Smokin' Jay Cutler
T-shirt.
My T-shirt. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think he put the kibosh on it or something like that.
I think he got like some sort of cease and desist or injunction or whatever the legal people call it. But he put a stop to it.
Yeah.
So that's a collector's item.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, take care. Cherish that. Cherish it. Hey, the Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the game on September 21st. That's against the New Orleans Saints. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's completely free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 15th. All right, the season debut of the Manning cast did not disappoint, and we're going to hear why when we sweep the dial. Coming up with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
The Mariners are back home at T-Mobile Park for the penultimate homestand of the season.
Pitch to Naylor, swung on, drilled, gap right center field. It's down, going to the wall. Everybody's running. Randy will score. Cal right behind him.
And every game matters in the push to the playoffs. Tonight, Game 2 against the Cardinals. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30 on the home of the Mariners. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Harley Exteriors, and you know what? Since I stopped playing football, we've been really fortunate, my family and I, to live here in the same house in the Pacific Northwest for over 20 years. And that type of longevity obviously is a good thing, except for 20 years plus in the same house, it means lots of things start to break. And most recently, it's been our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams and big listeners to the station, but better yet, they have the best product. And I'm talking about Olympic Series windows. They're offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors and manufactured right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. And also, that means cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. And because we celebrate the start of football season around here, I talked with the guys at Harley Exteriors, and they're offering no interest and no payments for an entire year on your project. Also, buy one window and get the second 40% off. And that's not all. They also will take another $200 off your entire project. So to get a hold of them, call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBook.com.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. Which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/9/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited intro line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile, Wi-Fi, and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game Sunday, September 21st. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, September 9th through September 15th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Crawl space and attics are not places you want to spend much time, but many homes in our area can have serious issues behind the hatches. Hi, it's the owner of Crawl Pros, Richard Herron. For years, you've heard us talking about how we go where you don't want to. With our free corner-to-corner inspection to keep your crawl space and attic well insulated and free of mold and water. You've also heard about the pest control division of our company to keep your home bug and critter free. I'm excited to tell you about our newest division, Plumber Pros. Plumber Pros takes the same customer-first approach to plumbing that we do with our crawl space, attic, and pest control work. We've hand-picked skilled plumbers that I know you'll feel comfortable inviting into your home. So next time you run into plumbing issues, from leaky faucets and clogged drains to full home repipes and sub pump installations, call Crawl Pros and we'll get our plumbing division, Plumber Pros, out to get it resolved. For anything related to your crawl space, attic, pest control, or plumbing, call Crawl Pros or visit us at crawlpros.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
The Manning cast was indeed back last night, and Peyton last night during the broadcast, he got some grief from Eli because Peyton was unable to get a guest that he wanted on the show.
Ton of great guests tonight, obviously, with Bill Murray, Saquon, Randy Moss coming, but I think we should let the people know that you tried to book a big-time fourth guest. Is it true that you failed to book Chicago native Pope Leo the 14th?
Yeah, kind of like I failed to recruit Randy Moss to Tennessee. I couldn't close the Pope, but I made the effort, Eli. That's the kind of effort we make here at ESPN2. I tried my hardest. Can we show the letter? Look at these two handwritten letters I wrote. I wrote His Holiness himself, and I wrote his executive assistant. Handwritten. I made the effort. Look, these are handwritten letters, and if you're watching, Your Holiness, this is an open invitation. Come on the show anytime. It's you, it's Tiger Woods, it's Bradley Cooper, it's President Bush, it's Larry David. Y'all are our most wanted on that list for the Manning cast. Come anytime. We'd love to have you, Your Holiness.
You're holding. I like that he kept pointing it out. Look, there's 2 handwritten letters.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do this for just anybody. These are going to be collector's items. A Peyton Manning handwritten letter, but
well, wasn't the Pope at like a Chicago White Sox game a little while ago?
know.
Did you see that, Mike?
I mean, he was there before he became the Pope, so everyone found that because it was like a playoff game or maybe in the World Series, and so that got the rounds when he
was
became
just
the Pope.
He was just your typical run-of-the-mill religious figure at that point.
Hey, we know somebody that's been on the show that could probably get Larry David.
Yeah, I like that. That's an interesting group, like
Jeff
Tiger
Schaefer.
Woods, Larry David, George Bush.
Yeah.
And who was the other one?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. I mean, that's kind of a random collect. I mean, all would be very interesting.
That's what they're looking for. Yeah. Very interesting. But yeah, I mean,
I guess
Jeff Schaefer, our guy Jeff Schaefer, could maybe get Larry David. That would be
sure
fun
he would.
for him.
Couldn't you just picture Larry going, I don't want to do that. Nah, too much work.
Sweeping the dial.
I also kind of like the thought that the Pope would just be watching the Manning cast. Wouldn't he be watching the real broadcast? No offense to the Manning brothers. But
I bet you Peyton's not used to hearing no when he makes a request.
I honestly think that. Yeah.
True. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I think that the Manning cast is better than the regular broadcast. Nothing against Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I think they do a great job, but I'd rather listen to those guys kind of cap on each other.
Oh, it's great.
Because you got a brother. You got brothers. Yeah. I mean, that's hilarious stuff.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that game, it was a thrilling one in the second half. J.J. McCarthy certainly looked like a guy making his first start in the first half, but led a comeback, including this go-ahead touchdown pass in the fourth quarter.
McCarthy. Pass is caught. Spinning grab by Aaron Jones. And somehow, some way, the Minnesota Vikings are on top.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I mean, hey, kudos to J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings team where the first half didn't look great. And they got it figured out, and he's still, this is his rookie season in terms of playing. So his first exposure to real live action that matters, and he showed some leadership out there. Look good.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. I mean, every year there's a couple of guys that you have question marks about, like you hear a lot about them or whatever. But yeah, I guess we saw now why Minnesota was willing to let Sam Darnold go. I mean, he was just kind of waiting in the wings. And I wonder, though, if they would have maybe won one more game. Let's say they beat the Rams and get beat in the second round. I wonder, and you know, don't lose that Detroit game at the end, and you have a really good performance by Sam Darnold. I'm curious, what's the what if there?
If he didn't get sacked 9 times in that game,
yeah,
and didn't have the play-by-play guys screaming at him. He's just hanging onto the ball.
Throw it, man.
Still one of the great cuts ever.
It was.
That's gold. We're going to have to revisit that one soon, Lefko.
Sweeping the dial.
We discussed Josh Naylor's key 2-run double in the 6th inning. He also, right after that, as you guys mentioned, had that stolen base, stole third. He's now 14 for 14.
Despite what others may tell you.
You know, sometimes the stats are slow to update, but he's 14 for 14 in stolen bases, and it led to that run, the insurance run, that was pretty important. After the game, Dan Wilson talked about just how impressive that stolen base was.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a smart player. We've talked about, you know, he's headsy. He's able to, you know, find little advantages that he can get, and then he takes advantage of it. And you know, being able to get a good lead there. You're right. He got a little bit of a jump. They kind of stopped it, but then didn't, you know, react to it too much, and he just took advantage of that and kept going. And that's just such a headsy play. It's an aggressive play that really set up, you know, a huge insurance run for us. And you know, that's the way he sees the game. And any advantage you're going to give him, he's going to take it.
Is it headsy or heady?
Usually I hear
like
heady. Like that was a very heady play. But he's smart. It's just he's very adept at reading the pitcher and just knowing the right time to go. And he has yet to be thrown out as a Mariner. And last night really, and this is not a shot at him, it makes it even more impressive. But just watching as the replay was happening, he is not a fast guy. No. This is not a speed element that's coming into play here.
I don't think he'd tell you that either.
It's headiness. It's baseball IQ.
You know, and this is kind of what I was talking about with Woolen. Like he has, I don't know that he necessarily knows more about baseball or thinks about it or knows all the rules or whatever more than other players, but he's locked in.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the, you know, we say that he doesn't talk to anybody at first base, even his own brother.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I mean, if you could get, you know, Rick Woolen in that's what he's kind of missing.
Yeah.
And look, I think Rick Woolen is, you know, he's plenty smart enough. It's just a matter of being locked in all the time. And I think that's the case. I'm not just picking on Rick Woolen. I think, you know, for any player. I mean, every once in a while.
We talked about that with Anthony Bradford.
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while you see guys, and you know, and you'll see it in baseball where a guy like makes a play, like, what are you doing? Why did you do that? And it's obvious they're just not locked in. And I think, you know, and I'm not taking anything away from his baseball IQ. It's just that he has the ability to just constantly be on top of it. And really, when you think about it, you're playing in a pro base. I know there's 162 of them, but like, what else could you possibly be thinking about other than?
Maybe that's the downside to baseball is there is a lot of dead time, right, between pitches, and maybe you're losing focus, looking in the stands, and all right, the count's now 2-1. All right.
Well, it's
looking
like
around.
It's like what Big Ray said. Like, how do you become disinterested in the middle of a fist fight?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what football is, and you know, but
it makes less sense to me in football.
Yeah,
baseball,
exactly.
I could kind of understand. We got 162. We're in the 5th inning of game 49,
and they got all this stuff going on in the stadium, and you know,
football, you get your head knocked off. You're not paying attention.
But I think it's really easily said that, you know, that you can stay locked in and just be aware of every single situation, but actually executing it like Josh Naylor does, I mean, that's difficult, and it's also really valuable.
All right, coming up, spitters, foul ball thieves, and what the heck is going on in Philly out there? This is a man with an explanation for all of it. El Hombre, Michael Bradley, joins us next with Wyman and Bob. It's Seattle Sports on 710.
The Mike McDonald Show, the morning after every Seahawks game at 9:30 with Brock and Salk.
Having talked to you after some of these games for the last year, you seem maybe a little more frustrated today.
Of course you're frustrated. You know, we expect to win those games. And I believe we have a really good football team. It's a long season, but there's an urgency to go make it right and to get better. And this is a really critical week for us.
The Mike McDonald Show. Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app and seattlesports.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing,
gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling September 29th. Free Good to Go sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service. So at Midas, we're rolling out our BS-free tire guarantee, included with paid installation and tax on every purchase. You'll pay nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's $0 for all that. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the BS-free tire guarantee, only at Midas.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners took Game 1 against the Cardinals in their 3-game series. Game 2 coming your way tonight. They look to secure the series victory with George Kirby taking the hill. He needs a good outing after his last start where he got blown up. So hopefully we're looking at a different outcome tonight. You can catch it all starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch right here, Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, games happening as we speak. Orioles up 2-1 on the Pirates. That one in the bottom of the 6th in Baltimore. Headed to the bottom of the 7th in Cleveland. Guardians shutting out the Royals 2-0. Nationals up on the Marlins 6-1 in the top of the 5th. Headed to the bottom of the 5th in Philadelphia. This will make our next guy very happy, our next guest. Phillies shutting out the Mets 4-0. Right now it's the Yankees up 1-0 on the Tigers in the bottom of the 4th. Astros take a 2-0 lead over the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 3rd on a Carlos Correa home run. Cubs up on the Braves 2-0. That one in the bottom of the 3rd. In Atlanta, the Rays up on the White Sox 2-1. Still to come, Rangers hosting the Brewers. Also, you've got the Red Sox on the road taking on the A's.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
Yeah, you know what you can get me, Pee-wee?
What?
El Hombre.
That was a catastrophe.
I know.
That's a new low.
Yeah.
Roz is better.
El Hombre.
The natural meets Rudy meets. I don't even know how to describe it. El Hombre.
Oh, there's so much happening in Philadelphia. Perfect time to have this guy on the show. It's always the perfect time to have this guy. Always a fun conversation. He's with us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. He is the one, the only, El Hombre, Michael Bradley here with us. How are you, man?
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, the Marilyn Monroe version.
To you.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, very nice.
Very
Thank
sexy.
you. Yeah.
Very sexy.
Yeah, making me feel weird.
Sultry even. Yeah.
Thank you. How are you, man?
I'm great. How about you?
We're good. We're good, and much to discuss with you. But let's start with what's happening in Philadelphia. I sent you a text after the Jalen Carter thing, just something about what a thinker that guy is. But what was your reaction, and what was more importantly, what was the sort of the vibe through the fan base when that whole spitting incident took place?
One word: idiot. I mean, there was no one who defended what he did. There was no one who tried to rationalize it. You know, when the Cowboys do something that we don't like, we're always going to try to make it sound like, oh, those jerks did something. It was indefensible. Prescott spit on the ground, and then Carter spit at him. And I'm surprised they didn't suspend him, to be honest with you. Either the team or the league, you know, they're going to fine him a paycheck, which is $56,000, so it's not like it's nothing. But I'm surprised that he didn't get a stronger penalty. That's as bad as it gets. You know, you throw a punch or you hit somebody or push somebody down or you call them a name or whatever. That happens, right?
Yeah.
You don't see this. And then we see it again on Saturday in the Florida game. So, I mean, it's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, the part of it, I mean, the spitting part is indefensible, but him walking off the field without his helmet, and he was smiling, and it looked like he was joking with the guy that was walking. That's the part that if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm looking at going, not only were you dumb enough to do what you did, you're walking off the field smiling and looking like, you know, no big deal. That bothered me almost as much.
Well, I just, you know, this is the guy who's the key to their whole defense because he just really locks down that middle of the line, and he can rush the passer, he can stop the run, and you saw in the first drive right away they just said, okay, we don't worry about the middle of the line, let's go after these guys. So it was nothing good about it on any level. It was stupid, and you know, Tom, Dave's always saying to me, so how's things going with Jalen Carter? Has there been any trouble? Well, here you go. He's been fined a bunch of times for late hits and stupid things, and then he goes off and does this. It's as I said, indefensible.
Yeah, I think I have asked you that more than a couple times, just because there was some character issues with him, and I'm just curious about it. But well, then the other thing is, I know everybody in Philly hates the Cowboys, but Dak Prescott, I mean, I've always kind of pulled for him. I don't know. He seems like a good guy, and maybe you don't feel that way, but also
I don't think he cares.
Yeah,
why?
But yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like you said, I mean, it would be more acceptable to punch somebody than to spit on him. It's just so disrespectful and just disgusting as well. Can you imagine Bob? Bob would have to get like an entire case of wipes to wipe him down before.
That would be after I bludgeoned that person.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But it's just as we. I mean, there's no other word but stupid, and you can paint it any way you want, but it was stupid. It was irresponsible. It could have hurt the team. If they lose that game, you go right back to him. I mean, there's no question. You go right back to him and what he did.
Yeah. The other bit of news coming out of Philadelphia involves a fan in the stands, and I showed this video to Dave. Dave hadn't seen it, and I showed it to him yesterday, and it's just they're calling her Philly Karen. The fan who got upset because a guy came over into her section to grab a home run ball and get it for his son. It was his son's birthday, and she went over and gave him an earful, startled him. He had a very strange reaction. I'm sure you've seen it, Michael, when she came up initially and was yelling at him. His hands were in front of his face, kind of shaking, like, oh, my God, what are you doing here? And the whole thing worked out for the kid. He met Harrison Bader, got a bat signed, and got some swag from the Marlins and everything. But what was the reaction to who they're calling Philly Karen out there?
Well, I mean, what do you think? Everybody just pretty much, went after her. And the memes have been tremendous.
Yeah.
Somebody today did a great thing of, take off on the Dos Equis. She goes to restaurants that aren't even built yet and asks to speak with the manager. Things like that. It was really clever stuff. But you're like, what is the matter with you? That's the way people go for foul balls. They're like hyenas, right? They go flying after them, and so you didn't get it. Now I could see if she had a kid, and the guy came zooming in and claimed the ball. Okay, you got a legitimate thing. You came in here to our area. You took it away. I was going to give it to my daughter, son, whatever. But I mean, come on, man.
And then,
that was just horrific.
Well, and then there's the film and the pictures of her flipping off everybody around her because everybody in the stands was giving her a hard time, and she was just defiant, just standing up, letting them all know they're number one.
And it's just, again, it's people don't understand. But first of all, here it's a word of warning to everybody. There are cameras everywhere. You will be filmed. It will be known that you are a jerk. So first off, think about that. That's the first thing. The second thing is, why in the world are you going to make yourself into a complete jerk over a baseball?
Yeah.
What do you do? So I got a ball I got a foul ball that my son got. He didn't want the ball when he went to moved out of the house. So I got it sitting on my bookshelf. Woohoo! Big deal. Look at that. I have a baseball.
Yeah, she just seemed like she was angry and really wanted to make a point.
Yeah.
Well, what point? I mean, the point is you're an idiot. I mean, let's face it. She is a complete moron.
She's standing up for Karens nationwide.
Yeah. She had the perfect haircut. It would just
somebody has to do it. Yeah, right. That's the thing.
Haircut.
She gets the same haircut every week. Yeah. That was one of the other things.
So what week one of the NFL season in the books? Obviously the Eagles get off to a good start. They beat your hated rival in the Dallas Cowboys. But what else around the league stood out to you, good or bad?
I think the Packers look pretty darn good, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
I think the Bills defense is a little shaky.
That was a hell of a game, though. Was that you were?
It was.
You had to be entertained by that one.
Well, I mean, if I had been awake, yeah. I mean, my wife and I took care of our 5-month-old grandchild this weekend. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something. That's a young man's game. Okay, that is a young man's game. You better get plenty of rest after that, because I'll tell you, we were whipped. So I saw the first half, and then it was see ya. So I can't tell you too much about it. I'm not going to try to fake it.
I'll tell you what that is. I mean, you forget. Like, I don't think I ever got more than 3 consecutive hours of sleep when my kids were growing up. I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, that's tough duty there.
And if he slept at night, it's just during the day. He's 5 months old. He can't do anything. It's like, come on, dude, occupy yourself.
Give Grandpa a break for a bit here. Occupy yourself.
Grandpa wants to drink a beer and watch the Michigan game, for crying out loud. Please.
Hey, speaking of Michigan, J.J. McCarthy, that was a pretty good performance last night, and he was one of the bigger mysteries, right? I mean, we didn't get a chance to see him, and yeah, he looked pretty good, and I don't know, maybe you had some insight that we didn't, but sure looked good.
No, look, and it's overreaction time, right? He had one good half of football in one game, and now all of a sudden somebody's gonna come in and take a picture of him so he can start the bust for Canton. So you gotta be careful not to get too excited. Here's the thing about McCarthy: he is a plus leader. Okay, in baseball you talk about he has a plus arm or he's a plus arm. He's a plus leader. The kid's a captain at age 23. So that's the first thing about him that stands out. He's also a winner. I mean, what is his career record in high school, college, and the pros now? He's 63-4. That's pretty remarkable. He's got intangibles. He's got a good arm. I mean, that touchdown he threw to Jefferson where he really threaded it in the end zone, that was a great throw. And he made some other good throws. But he's a rookie, and people are going to be able to take things away from him and make him a little more vulnerable and expose him somewhat. He can be a very good quarterback, but the thing is, he does win, and that's something that is undervalued in the NFL when people are looking at quarterbacks. Oh, he can make all the throws. Oh, he's got big numbers. Does he win? That's what you do. And Brady came out of college. He had better numbers, but he won the games.
Yeah.
You know, he won that game against Alabama in the bowl game, brought him back. It was back and forth game. That's what I'm looking at with him. We'll see. He's still got 16 games this year to play.
Hey, I don't know if you had a chance to catch any of that Colts-Dolphins matchup, but it was a nightmarish day for Tua. He fumbled, lost the fumble. He threw 2 interceptions. Zach Wilson gets put in the game. I mean, he was 14 of 23, 114 yards, two interceptions, lost fumble. He did have a touchdown pass, but just an abominable day, just a brutal day for him. Is he a guy that he's played like one of the elite quarterbacks at times, but he's a guy coming out of Alabama that I never quite bought into him being that guy. And this, I'm not trying to Monday morning quarterback this, but is he a guy that you look at and say, yeah, he's good, but he's not going to be great?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you certainly wouldn't think of him as one of the top 10 or at this point, not one of the top 15 quarterbacks in the league. He's inconsistent. He's injury prone. And I don't know. I don't think that the coach makes it through the year. I think this team is not playing hard for him. And, week one, was it Tyreek Hill who's on the sidelines throwing temper tantrums?
Defense. I don't know. Yeah.
Is that who's on that team? I don't know.
Yeah, he's on that team, yeah.
Yeah. So he was throwing temper tantrums. So the defense was unbelievably bad. Danny Dimes is carving you up. The Colts scored on every single possession. Think about that. Their punter was sitting over there eating a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like, dude, how about some work here? But so I mean, it was horrible. I mean, that franchise is in big trouble.
Hey, we're trying to remember if we talked to you about the Framber Valdez thing and, him supposedly getting crossed up. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if you – well, I know that nobody hates the Astros like Bob Stelton. I mean, he's the reason why it is alive and well here, the birthday boy. But, yeah, I mean, it just – I don't know. I just feel like they're evil. They don't deserve – they don't deserve to win, right? I mean,
well, they're evil, but they're good. I mean, that's the problem. They're evil, but they're good, and they're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs because I don't trust the Tigers. I don't. The East to me is one big pig pile, and the Mariners, as we've seen, can win, can lose, can win. They're very inconsistent of late. So I'm worried. If I'm an American League fan, the team I'm most worried about is the Astros.
Mm.
Well, yeah, I mean,
they don't like that.
They're that. Well,
we don't like hearing that.
But I get it. That's the reality.
Truth, yeah.
They've won that division every year, and every time you think, oh, this is the year. This is the year where they fall off the pace and they just find a way. So, yeah, that's the reality.
Like what the Braves did all those years, right? The Braves were always okay. Is this the year they don't win it? Nope, they're going to win it again this year. So it was always. They when they had to replace players, they had their set guys. They had their Glavine, they had their Maddox, they had their Smoltz and Chipper Jones and players that were on the roster all the time. But then they'd say, oh, geez, we need an outfield. They go out and get a guy and he hit 300. So, I mean, that's kind of what the Astros are doing. The team that won the World Series a couple of years ago, that's not the team they have now. Those guys, other than Altuve, and he's, 40 now? And I'm an inches tall.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They just keep replenishing. They've got a great farm system, and they make the right moves.
Hey, in the world of college football, I'm curious because I think we talked to you about the first week for Arch Manning, and he was just getting skewered, and obviously he gets a lot of attention based on the last name, who he's related to, all that. And he comes out and he throws for almost 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. He does it against San Jose State. Are you impressed by that at all? Do you look at it and go, okay, he is that guy? How do you look at him now after 2 weeks?
All right. I think the first week was an overreaction because Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator for the horrible people from Columbus, did a great job. He outcoached Sarkisian up, down, sideways, and all around. He put stuff out there that really flummoxed Manning. And if you watched him, he looked like a very unprepared quarterback because his footwork was horrible. He was throwing off his back foot. He wasn't setting himself. He has that little sidearm kind of delivery, too, that looks a little unorthodox. and throwing for however many yards he threw against San Jose State, who will end up playing in the I don't give a crap bowl at some, with 6 or 7 wins, is certainly not an indication that this guy is the real thing. Let's see once he gets into the SEC and has to play good teams one after another, what he can do. I'm not rooting against the guy. What I'm basically saying is we still have a long way to go to decide. And all those folks that were anointing him the main guy now on the in the draft, number 1 pick, I think they're recalculating their projections.
Hey, what do you think about Arch's uncles on that broadcast with Peyton and Eli? I don't know, man. I think the regular broadcast is good. I like Troy Aikman and all that. But what about are you a fan of the Manning cast? You ever listen?
My problem is when I watch Monday Night Football, we're usually watching something on the main set with the volume up, and I'm watching the game on the bottom set with the volume down. Plus, the Phillies were beting the Let's Go's last night, 1-0 in a taut game, so I had to keep an eye on that one to make sure that they won. So they've now gone through 6 innings. The last 15 innings, Phillies against the Mutts, they Mutts haven't scored a run. So that's nice to see. So I like the Mannings. It's possible to get over Manninged, just like we're getting over Kelsey'd, right?
Yeah.
So, and you get Peyton showing last night the note he wrote to Pope Leo to try to get him on.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Seriously, I get it. It's the Bears, but the Supreme Pontiff is not going to say, let me go in the Manning cast. Not going to happen.
He just sounded more surprised that he received a no from somebody or didn't get a response. I'm sure when
Don't you know who I am? I'm Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I'm amazing.
I'm guessing
I'm the Pope.
Anytime Peyton calls in a favor from anybody, I'm guessing the answer 99.9% of the time is yes. So
and I went out to Tennessee. I'll try to make this fast. I went down to Tennessee in '97 before his senior year to write a piece on him for the Sporting News, I believe it was, or for another magazine. And I get down there and I get an audience with him. And before I talk to him, I talk to his roommates, I talk to his brothers, and I find out some stuff about him, including at the time when they played, when they was during the season on Thursday night when they were watching must-see TV in the '90s, Seinfeld, Mad About You, all that stuff. Seinfeld, the buddies would be sitting in the room. The linemen, his roommates, would be watching the TV shows, and in would walk Manning with 6 game tapes and a bag of McDonald's and go into his room and watch tape instead of hanging out with them. And they called his room the cave, and they made fun of him because he was antisocial. So I bring that up to Manning. He's like, I never heard that being quiet and neat is being a bad roommate. He really got upset that they were busting on him. So you get the sense that he's used to having people kind of defer to him. And one of them told me that he lost a race to a kid at a summer camp, football camp. And he's like, starts making excuses. Well, it was wet, and the kid jumped the gun. And I'm like, are you kidding? You just can't take this with a little bit of levity, how it's intended?
Oh, that's classic. That's all right. There you go. There's Peyton Manning in a nutshell, everybody. He is El Hombre, Michael Bradley, with us each and every week. You can find him here every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. You can find him on Twitter at Daily Hombre, on Twitter. Michael, as always, great stuff. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Happy birthday, sucker.
Oh, that was sweet.
Oh, I know. That was really warm. It's nice. If you missed any part of Michael Bradley, you can find it on the podcast page after the show. Meanwhile, Mariners are hosting the Cardinals Game 2 tonight at T-Mobile Park, and the roof will be open. It looks beautiful outside. The sun is shining. It's a perfect night for another win.
Beautiful night last night, and you know why it's so nice outside?
Why is that?
It's Bob's birthday.
That's what it is. Yeah. The weather gods have celebrated my birthday with beautiful weather for the Mariners, and that's the Mariners Roof Report brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. And one more note, Seahawks season is underway. We want to send one of you and 3 friends to watch the game on September 21st against the Saints. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, just text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776. We'll send you a link to download it. It's completely free. You can enter every day to increase your chances to win. The contest runs through Monday, September 15th. So there you go.
Matt just said 60 seconds in my ear. Should I start singing Bob happy birthday right now, right about now?
No, because that will make the clock run out to 0 really quick.
And then Michael Bradley already did it in his very sultry manner.
Oh, yeah.
He's very, very sexy.
That
isn't
was.
he? Somebody was asking, when are we going to have him on video?
Yeah.
Should we have him on video? Should we
No,
try
I
to
don't
set
think
that
so.
up?
I think he should be a mystery.
Keep that a
I
mystery.
don't want to know what he looks like.
Yeah, keep it a mystery.
You don't know what he looks like, Matt?
Nope.
Oh.
Don't want to know.
I was like that until about a year ago. I
All
caught a
right.
glimpse of him.
All right, well, we'll keep it a secret. All right, that's going to do it for us. Want to thank our guests, Tyrice Knight, Mark Schlereth, and El Hombre. If you missed any part of it, you can find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. Click the podcast tab. Scroll down to our picture, click on that. It's right there. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here with Wyman and Bob.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
Are the concerns about the Seahawks offense solely because of the unknowns, or is there an actual lack of talent on this team?
There isn't a lack of talent on this team, no. It's how is this talent going to mesh offensively? Because we just haven't seen it all mesh when it comes to this offense. That's why people are second-guessing. And I think it's completely fair for people to second-guess this offense and what the capabilities are.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed, all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards, USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's refractive lens exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top: you never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Construction. You know, it was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO